Good afternoon. This is DJ Pannist with another episode of Unsung Influences. And today we have a special guest who to some people we don't need any introduction to. Alright, this is Mr. Ivan Sipha Smith. Alright, an iconic figure in the steel pan fraternity in St Lucia and around the world. Right? So, as you guys come in, remember, share the live. It's important that you guys share the culture with every single person. Share it in the pan groups, steel pan around the world, pan trivia. There's so many steel pan groups on Facebook. And pretty much what we're going to do today, we're going to delve into the history of Ivan's life from the very beginnings to as far as he can remember, basically, all the way up until now, what's going on with him now, what's going on with his life. I personally got to know Ivan. I'll tell you my story first before Ivan tells his story, right? My story knowing Ivan was in 2004 when I started playing pan in St Lucia. I was part of the Barbono Steel Orchestra, and I remember at the time, for some of you who don't know Zorro, he was part of the band as well, and he had his own pan side called Harmonites. So after maybe some time of playing with Harmonites, I became kind of like a leader in the band. Okay, and after becoming a leader, I used to go to the pan meetings, etc., and represent Harmonites. Okay, so from the meetings I met a lot of key, very talented girls like Crystal, Saraya, Ivan's daughters, Yvonne and Chauvon. And from there, I kind of got into wanting to go to Trinidad because I was so in love with just the way Ivan's band Northstars would go on the road for carnival. I would want to be part of the band. I used to go to the rehearsals every Saturday sometimes. I used to go to the Northstars rehearsal, and even Allison himself didn't want me to be around, not for too long. Allison was part of the band as well too, which we're going to talk about. But he was kind of strict, you know, because during that time the pan and panorama was very serious in St Lucia. So I got to go to Trinidad with Northstars, and I must say, man, it was a very good experience. I got closer and closer to Ivan, and we have been in touch from since that time, you know. Oh yes, for Zata Steel Orchestra, that was in Trinidad. So, without further ado, I talk enough. This is the man Ivan Smith. Remember, share the live as you guys coming in. We're going to get into some deep history. This is the St Lucian Bugsy Shop, right? So Ivan, okay, let's start. How far can you remember your life? As far as your parents, where you from in St Lucia, what was your upbringing? What was your growing up like? Back in what I don't want to call your age. I want to ask. You might not want to say your age, right? But let's say from the very earliest. What do you remember your life to be? Were you a very good child? Were you know, always on time to go to school, etc.
Well, a long time people before, mothers before, was very strict at the trend from to learn to go to school.
Right.
And if you go to school in this school, you know you get a licking. Well, I like a licking because that keeping you on stream, you know,
on
discipline.
Point, yeah.
Point. You understand? So right now, discipline of children right now, some of them I can't say all of them are the same.
Right.
But right now the life of the children right now is very changed because so many things they have been seen and now on WhatsApp and you know understand where I come from?
Right.
But in my days, I like it. I like a licks. You know, I'd rather get licks because it was like a game. You know, the picture I go to school by my mother picked me boy yesterday.
So you saying the licks get you don't regret getting your licks from your mother?
No, I regret because then the most important thing in school, you know, we have my friends there and I used to trouble them, they troubled me. Just for us to get a little licking to go to the headmaster. I'm like, go to the headmaster, what I would say, what I done nothing. So when they beat me, I come, they say, get me. I see you next, and we share the love. Anything was then. This was more got togetherness, and
Right.
we are not gonna fight until more. Then there's I really wanted to be a philosopher, but in them time school everything there's a kind of division there where you come from, But I'm saying I'm very proud to say the most talented place in St Lucia, more educated people was Banner Hill and Conway. Because of politics, and you feel like well you come Conway you're bad and there's no bad enough. Because the people in Conway was very educated, because Conway, Banner Hill was the first district in St Lucia had a post office, a guest house. They call that place Tugani, and there's a man called Mr. Sons who used to make big boats and things. So you understand that? And we had pilots, we had Springer on the police band, we had men to come in places. Plus, in the area I had 4 steel bands in them 10. I didn't born as yet. I get to know the history.
Okay.
Okay, you understand where I'm from? Then then we used to have my father used to have that guy they call Mr. Belgrave. He's the one who used to teach my father how to read and write, because they should in the club. If you want to play pan, you play pan. If you want to go and lift up weights, you lift up. You want to play tennis, you play tennis. You want to play football, you play football. You want to play basketball, you play basketball. You want to play lawn tennis, you play. Now in that time, they used to have Mr. Foster. He used to be playing pan before. A lot of guys be playing Emerson Nurse, do for them fellas used to come around, the place was very vibrant,
Yeah.
My father used to be an artist, and not only pannist, he used to be playing drawing faces and things, and you understand carnival time doing mixed costumes, a lot of fellas like Crusher. The big man was involved in that, and also shining the level of stainless steel. Used to be my father used to have 2 steel bands, Coca-Cola and Hennikins.
Okay.
So Hennikins is the one like Shining, Gregory Manuel, Monon, Sharp, all them guys and them,
Okay.
Alfred used to be a ranger, Kasim used to be a ranger also, because Kasim used to go to the police band before, and that was one of the best jazz man here in St Lucia, in the Blue Fur. But what happened is this guy get frustrated because the music didn't know where, because they had to leave that, and right now he's a professional footballer coach.
Okay.
You understand?
Yeah.
We had a lot of pan people here before, a tune pan, who in America tuning pan, who go to Trinidad, they won't come back here. Because there was no kind of future for them people before. The government wasn't, I want to say anything, But then days was the best days. Best days. I enjoyed them days. When I was small, I go back and guys, and they tell me, don't make your father see it. Take your father with it. But my father was a strict father. Very strict. And then I used to come there, and I said, what's your father's play? And I look upon him, and if my father come in, I run him. I didn't want to see me at all, because my beat me say, what do you need?
Right.
But I said, watching guys.
Yes.
Then days was really serious, man.
Yeah.
People take the professional real seriously.
Right.
In days, because then it was better.
Right. Yeah, I want to remind you guys are listening to Unsung Influences. Make sure you guys let me know y'all can hear us very loud and clear. Okay. I want to big up Miss Ella, Michael, Garcia. Good afternoon. Kareem, what's up, man? So we're going through some history with Ivan Sipha Smith. All right, the son of Scrub Wellington. All right, for some of you who do not know who Mr. Scrub is.
I've been pan.
Yes, he started pan in St Lucia. Now that's the next thing we're gonna come to. When did you find out that who your father really was? Because everybody grew up like if your mother is a musician, a great person, or your father is a great person, you kind of grow up at a certain age to realize, well, oh, this is who my father is. So at what point did you realize, like from maybe a kid or something, very young, from 5 or so, to know who your father really is and what he represents in St Lucia?
Let me give you a whole history about my father. Not a first 3 years, just 3 years. When I know my father, I used to go to school at the Anglican school.
Yeah.
And therefore, they have the we call it again infant school. I started playing pan at age of 4 years to get a learning stool. Now, learning stool is live in Conway. I still pan at here.
Right.
And therefore, every Sunday, every Saturday, we used to have a little pan shootout. Because me and learning students make pan, and the other guy called him Boca. We used to be troubles to make pan. You understand?
Yes.
We started so. Because we the only person in the Conway that make the pan, and you know. And my father liked that. My father was back in Lenison, and my mother was back in me. You understand? Now, therefore, in them days, I used to go to school. When school was closing, you know, all the time closing, they have a long holiday. They used to tell me, come and play when I was shining days, you know. And the other little guy used to be the CDC, used to sing like Michael Jackson and thing. I used to sing to him, you know.
Okay.
So I said, I can't do everything one time. Let me just stick to my instruments. Because I born in there, isn't that? Then they said to me, Ivan Smith, can you play a song for me? What song? Every I've been singing a song. Hurry, 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 come on. And they say, I should be like a long time phrase. But then these other play that to get more rhythm.
Yes.
If you play basically and naturally, you don't get the real vibe, you know, real rhythm.
Yes.
So I used to play that kind of styling. Then after that, you know, I went to primary school there, and what I didn't like about them days is that we used to have a kind of preference. The mentality of people in St Lucia at that time was who from that place or whatever, you know.
Yes, segregation.
Segregation.
Yes,
then
yes,
when I used to go, I used to be standard 1. Therefore, there's some music on the side. So I tell people, I told the chair, I want to learn to come and play the music there. They tell me, you already know music. Why you want to come there for? So you see, we want to set the kind of people on that side. We should watch him. So on my side in the school, we were watching. Now them days we're not stupid, because we're educated. Because Konya are the most educated people in St Lucia. You understand? We weren't stupid. Because of the vision politics, they divide people and send people there. But we're together. You were together, brother. You understand? You understand? We're together. And they use all kind of different kind of demiflex sounds to way this and that.
Right.
I proud because when I went to Austria, 1983, the guy from called Mr. Manfred, he saw me playing and he saw my talent and say, man, you're very good, man. If you come to Austria, you're going to be more appreciated and not here because they have no government.
Right.
So I went to Austria. But I still come back and my, you know, okay, let me just come back, let me go back to the same introduction. After I drift, I go too far.
Yeah, that's fine. If you drift away, because sometimes what happens, you get a passion to talk about it, and that's fine. We could still go back.
Yeah, I'll go back to the original thing, to the introduction. Okay, when I was small, although my head was very hard, I learned to learn. I had a skill, I had the ability, but there's some people, I had a skill, I could play all kind of things, but when you come to play the music, I also take time to learn the music. Right. I get so much licks from my father. And then my father used to go to Trinidad, Lavantil. Right. And he come in all in kind of nice sneaking, and then father in the club, change the same thing, bring father to Trinidad. So my father stowaway, and then go to the stowaway, and then them boats before carrying now, goes in Ganati.
Yes.
So, son, and I heard my father say, Trinidad, man, Trinidad, so like Trinidad. My father is Trinidad. Everybody knew him. So therefore, when I was 5 years old, 6 years old, then there's some Trinidadians coming down to St Lucia.
Right.
Pantunas. And
what era are we talking about? Like in the 50s?
Yeah, 50s.
50s around. Okay.
In 1957.
Wow, we're going way back here, man. 1957. Yeah.
So I came down here tuning pan my father. They come to my father because you know my father. Because Butty Marshall sent them down there, coca, send good tuners, and then men guys tune lip and I there watching them, I singing pan. All that time I was around, you know, I over age already. And I came there, them fellas tuning pan, and around them fellas. The first thing my fathers are good tuner, and the way tuning is very low, and it ain't easy to tune pan again.
Right.
Because they don't think and are styling. So my fathers, you know, in them days when you're a Trinidadian, Because it was slang, you could fool any pan man here. Sometimes you believe it's a pan, good pan tuna.
Okay.
You know, so that put that kind of psychological strategy on people here. Where are you from Trinidad? But I'm here good. Because somebody to Trinidad pan so.
Yeah.
And if I say, why you come to Trinidad? And they say, well, my father can't leave. Right. I still small. So at that time, I was the first young fellow in St Lucia to play. I never seen nobody in that time, you know, playing and things. My father, I used to leave my schooling at the infant school, one play in the wharf. Play pan with my father.
Okay.
At the smallest man there, I used to play on a crate, a juicy crate or a Coca-Cola crate. Because I had to make the high school, they punished me today, so I had to make it there.
How old were you?
I was 5 years, 6 years.
5, 6.
Okay. And after that, when my father brought us to Martinique when I was the age of 7 years, on the play day, when they make pans. Only people see me around for the as a playing shy, but I play solo. I don't solo with my father there because he got kind of jealous.
Right.
Yeah, so when you go, I used to play the pan behind the pan I used to play. And I was a Michael Jackson man. When you go to slide, but when he's there, we can do that. Because I used to change the music. I was more musically than he when it comes to that. But he's a pannist soloist. Yes. Trying to play what kind of different style and different. There's no man now who play like that man. Basically, no. In the when I was small, I used to take time to learn a song because I get licks. All of us get licks. Only one person to get licks is my uncle named Ember.
Okay.
You know? So it was very difficult because the way he played the pan, he wanted to play the pan exactly the way he played it is very hard.
Okay.
But he's a blues man. He played a lot of blues, you know. So when they were small and thin, I learned, I hit a tune. When after everybody said, because they used to beat us, people from the commune and Banana by the gardens come to laugh at us, and therefore they beating us.
Okay.
I said one day they're going to stop. So he taught me a song. I listened to the song on the air, and I cram it. And I went and played it. You tell me, buddy, I even get in groove. So I come and get the song. So rest of the fellas that night, the fellas get licks, and they're laughing at them. You know, I get pretty licks, but I know it's a. Then there's a pan was stress here.
Yeah.
It's a kind of joke.
That's what I'm getting from it.
Man ain't wasting the time and come and cheat you on you this because you ain't paying a cent. You know, I go through a lot of tribulation in pan. In them days, they ain't willing to pay pan people a lot of money. But the only thing I ever seen when I was small, my father get exploited in St Lucia, playing for tourist board.
Right.
And for them people and them beggars, skits and them. And my father get a kind of mental because of every time they have to pay him, they have no money and this and that. And I losing my schooling for that. Then I ain't going to no big school. When I was going to college, I said I'm going to college because the time in college I had to beat you. I was afraid to go there. So I learned from my mother to teach us. I learned because my mother was a teacher. And I learned to read until and I used to go to Sunday school, you know, and I listened to all kind of music. Now I was a Desperados man before, since I was age of 5 years, 6 years.
Heavily influenced Desperados.
So I used to listen to music on a style of music. Then I used to listen to the chords. What chords them for those playing, you know, and then what they did. Then I listened to the arrangement. I said I'm a Desperados man. I should read like this was like Carl Bradley. And then after primarily then I had to spend and Phase 2 come out, Boogsy, I like Boogsy stuff. Boogsy more jazzy and I like that kind of rough arrangement, so I stick to that. because of the different kind of the music before, the guys used to play before and pan before were more complicated.
Yes.
Classic, bolero, tango, cha-cha-cha. So I know only kind of beats.
Okay.
Right now, when I was small. So I learned that when I was smaller. So I said when I get a little bigger development, so I'll explore that. I teach my drum how to play different tango, you know, when I can
The Brazilian kind of style.
because really happened
The bossa novas and so on.
because really happened in them days, people be more appreciating music, and the drummers want to learn. You understand? So I go through a lot of difficult problems with different and when I was smaller, and I started growing, the band passed. Then I took the band. My father get a little mental.
Yeah.
He gets sick. Then I took over the band. I named the band Northstars, but I'm from the north. So when they asked me, why you name the band Northstars? I said, well, all black people are stars. So I live in the north. This is Northstars.
Okay. Which I want to get to that, but I still want to get with the influences. You mentioned in the beginning, right? We're gonna get to the name of the band Northstars and how it came about. I want to touch on that as well. But I want to make some pit stops along the way, you know what I mean? Okay. You mentioned some influential guys. One of them was Mr. Belgrave.
Yeah.
You mentioned a number of them. And we started off talking about your influences as a child and all. How was that, Mr. Belgrave, and you could mention more of them as we continue here. How influential was these guys to you? Because I mean, you were young, but these guys were the guys you have to look up to. You know what I mean?
Well, this guy was very good.
Yeah.
These guys go to proper school, and I used to go around and learn words and things. They used to tell me, well, if your father see you there, you have to go from there. I had to run.
Right.
So I go in there because the club, actually the club, it was only for pan music. It was just there for lifting weights.
Okay.
Table tennis. We had the best table
tennis players
like Molan.
Okay.
Molan was the best second pannist man in St Lucia. Molan. He started with my father in Convent. One of them guys sharp. All them fellas.
Yeah.
Alfred Pekoko. I think you know Alfred from. I think he lives in the States now. He lives in Babu.
Maybe by face. You see a lot of names you mentioned to me. Might not know face.
Crusher was a good arranger.
Yeah, you mentioned Crusher, who was also
arranger.
Who started the band I'm from, which is Babono still okay.
No, but Babono, let me tell you, for you, it's as far. Maybe you might know. When I used to play at the Catholic church before, with my Northstars,
right,
and we used to go and play at Babono Catholic Church. The people never heard steel band before. Okay. And when we came there to the Catholic church Babono, people say, what kind of thing is that? They're bringing steel band there, everything. So the people wasn't so up to date, you know.
Yes.
I won't tell them they're stupid. What they know.
Right.
And then after we can bring pan in Babono. You can ask Toti. We can bring them pan Babono because we have pans already there. Then after Alfred come, Alfred is living in Sanctuary. He came down on his holidays. And therefore, there's a guy from called Baga, big pants for them, and they bring pants there.
Okay.
Then after they had a fellow from Vincent and Singapore, they get these are twin pants. All them fellows know me.
Right.
You understand? But let me tell you, the guys before had more rhythm than the young people now. We only play in basic pan. I said chromatic, all kind of thing. When you hear a man play pan, I learn certain rhythms on different people. I know that a gentleman is called Tongo, that is Austin's father. But Austin, by the gardens there, I taught him too. And his brother, Peter Cross. All them guys, Floshy. All them fellas to play pan.
Okay.
So I had all them guys there in my band, like Gavin, Sipha, you know, Williamson. He's a preacher and bass, all them guys. I taught all them guys.
Okay.
Plenty guys I taught.
No, but then Crusher then. So Croatia had a part to start with the Babylon band as well.
Croatia was
right?
a good arranger.
Right.
Good arranger, but the most progressive arranger at that time in that band was Kasim.
Kasim, yes. My father mentions Kasim
Because Kasim used to be, when you hear them guys play, it's that band from Trinidad. But what they used to do? They used to copy.
Yeah.
They play the same arrangement. And they used to have a certain drumming called horse drumming. And
like a guitar strum.
Now then, in them days, now they used to copy bands from Trinidad, Silver Stars, and that kind of styling.
Okay.
There's no bands in Trinidad playing that kind of style, Silver Stars. So when you hear my father's band, the Hennikins band, the young band,
right.
You hear Silver Stars, play the same arrangement, the all kind of thing. It was, Kasim was a musical fellow from the police band.
Yeah.
He was the best drummer here. You could ask look for Foswa. Whatever they look for Foswa, Nurse and Masun, whatever to be there in that by the club there, learn pan there, and guys are playing pan long time.
Okay.
Yeah.
You mentioned some big names, Mr. Emerson Nurse, all right, one of our St Lucian heroes, top musician, Mr. Emerson Nurse, right? As well. Ivan is just, he has a bunch of knowledge.
Even
Rudy Smith, right?
Rudy gets to play drums.
Yeah.
He's a big club to all
who was actually the drummer for True Tones, am I right? Or
yeah, and at the earlier stage, and they used to have two bands and a children break, and they used to have the Indies band, the moving like jazz and things like that.
Right.
Yeah, kind of from show. But I'm saying right now there are some bands playing different music, but to me the bands before more aggressive. They play all kind of music.
Right.
And we used to have better singers. Better singers. And then these, if you can't sing, you criticize. Because there are so much singers. And before we used to have two tones, we used to have the Quavers band. Most of the guys from the police band, Quavers. So everybody reading music and whatever. But yes. Those say as you reading music band, you're good.
Right.
But two tones were a band tough. Because they have good players.
Right.
Then after look for Foster's range and thing and Clarence, and Springer, all them fellas, that's
right.
better. Yeah, be good.
Alright. Now I want to ask you another question. Before I continue, right? Let me big up some people. Javon. Ria, yes, I am. Okay, is that one? Jean-Pierre, he's always changing his name on Facebook. Yeah, Richie, big up yourself, man. Remember to share the live, people. All it takes is just one click. You share it. This is St Lucian history. I'm doing it, with Ivan Smith. This is Unsung Influences with DJ Panorama. I thank you guys for taking some time out to listen. Alright, share it in the pan groups, share it in whichever St Lucian groups out there, because we need the history to be told, okay? Alright?
One is my drummer twice.
One, you hear what Ivan said?
One is the one I brought him, he's paid for me, and I brought him here to play the drums for the Convent still band.
Right. Yeah. So Ivan, let's talk about your transition from your father now, because your father was the one who founded steel band in St Lucia. Tell us about that foundation, and if you know the story how Pan, you know, like the whole story of Pan coming into St Lucia. 'Cause I know it started in Trinidad, it's a birthplace of steel pan, but then it started spreading all over the islands and so on. Now you have Germany, all of these places, which we're gonna talk about, especially with the machines and the machinery that they built for steel pan now, and you still have to be doing it by hand. So I want you to talk about the transition from how you ended up taking control of Northstars. But the band was always Northstars, or did you name it after you became in charge?
The band passed so many names. If you remember, the band, when my father left the band, he was sick and thing, and then he said Blue Steel.
Blue Steel,
then
okay.
It come to Coca-Cola.
Okay.
You understand that? But we ain't seeking nothing from Coca-Cola people. Just in them days I wasn't so more brilliant and more minded, no? You know, I didn't know the meaning of when they sponsor band and thing. When you put a stick on your band, it comes like a sponsor pants.
Right.
So when you put the stick on your pan, they have to pay for the advertisement.
Right.
Coverage. You understand? But in St Lucia, you know, I just did it like that because, you understand? And really, I don't want to really talk about sponsorship and things. You know, the sponsorship, they have no money, so they try their best.
Yeah.
And
we're gonna talk about all of that, the sponsorship and all of that stuff.
So
yeah,
when Blue Steel, then you have the next thing again. After Blue Steel, you have Hennekins. Hennekins. Then after when you have Hennekins, that's some other name. And I changed the name to Northstars. So you have some young fellas there that will do the stars.
Right.
The young stars.
And as you mentioned, you're in the north of St Lucia, so you call it Northstars. Okay. All right. So what was that transition from your dad being not able to take charge of the band anymore, and it had to take you now to step up?
Well, as I said before, my father got mentally ill. He went to the mother house 3 times.
Yes.
They really see mad because he was breakdown, no?
Mental
breakdown, nervous breakdown. And the doctor told me, it's called lineage. You're gonna play pan now because that's what insists. When you go down there, tell people, I'm not sick. You want to put me more sick.
Right.
If you don't out, I'll kill. So we tell him, he was right, eh? And you know, I find all them things my father do. I've been playing for the government, playing there, this, playing there. I never get anything from that, you know. Nothing for that. And I used to hear talking about you play for that, play for the Queen, you play there in the war. When they come to pay, you can't get money and things. I used to to get money. You know, I used to get money when I was small. I played so much for a whole year. I only getting paid when Christmas coming.
Wow.
And on Sunday they pay us. How much money did they pay us? $60. I had to go by the Syrian army, no? What do you call it? And on Sunday, wake up the Syrian to go buy clothes for we go down for square.
Right.
You know, and the man told me, well, what kind of things probably? And he said, well, he's the boss. So when he said that is that, well, he's small. So other ones 6 of us go and buy clothes because then the schools clothes to be cheap. You get a pants for how much? $10.
Right.
Yeah, you know, I got a jersey for $2. Where you see that? We never used to get paid, you know. We never used to get paid from like a family. We never used to get paid.
Which is really sad, honestly.
And we didn't have the mind. If I had the mind now, like before, better. We never used to get paid. That's the reason why most of the musicians, they have to come together as one. Because playing a hotel here, you can't get rich. A woman will leave you? Sorry for saying that.
No, don't put a blight on me, you know.
Because when you go in a hotel and they're giving a band $800, $600, you can't pay nobody. When the fact is that when you have a steel band, a band, whatsoever, you have to go to cinema in a revenue. Every year you're fooling the fine to be listening to film. And you have to fool it. So therefore them people could charge you.
Right.
Define. So therefore, you have to take when you get, if you get 8,000, you take that money, you share it
amongst each player.
But most players know that. Most players educating the people about that. So the money go in their pocket.
Yeah. Which is another subject I want to get into
right.
a little later, right? Yeah, we have a lot. There's a lot of history from this man here.
You know, history. Then we are talking history.
Man, and I even want to talk about, because we also, there's so much. But you talk about a lot of history, you know, African history, and you're passionate about these things. I mean, you know, Timbuktu. You mentioned Timbuktu to me, and you. Don't go fight it. That's true. That's true. But then again, you know, you mentioned a lot of history to me. You know, I mean, history is also part of you know, you going to school from the beginnings. And did you hear the same guys you were influenced by, or was it people in the community talking about a lot of this, like, you know, African history, and how did that influence you to learn it and get passionate about it as well?
To really and truth, when I used to go to school, I didn't like this kind of Christopher Columbus, Morgan Hoop, fly over it. I said that nonsense. But I don't like to when I was young. I like it goes in 5 years because I raised against big men. I see all the tricks. Yeah. And when I go home, my mother asks me question, where your father do? I say that my father beat me. I could talk. And when I go to school, I didn't want to learn about this kind of thing like history about the white people. I'm not racist. I'm not racist. But if you're racist, what I gonna like you have to love.
Yes.
But don't come and teach me about Christopher Columbus, a liar.
Yeah.
Big liar.
He discovered this and he's gonna discover that.
You telling me all things like I go say it again. You come and tell me right now, Queen Crown Land. Before the Queen come in, before they had people here already. So they come in the thief. You know, all this thing getting musicians. You understand?
Yeah.
I didn't like the subject is to teach me up to now in the school they teach me that. They teach me them same things. Now they live it now. They cast it aside.
Right.
What I wanted to learn in school is music, building cars, building the machines. But I'm a smith, that means smith. Because the men and guys would come together, a guy called Mitch.
Okay.
This is talk about in time to come they'll have no telephone. You'll have a thing like, you know, wireless and this call and thing, and the same thing we talk in Convent and Bernadette say, we mad. And look, it happened now. So anytime I can make you have a little interview with the guy. Okay. And look, everything happening now. We supposed to making.
So you predicted it.
Yeah, making our own cars. We don't have to depend on other countries. There are many places in Ghana, Suriname, other places.
Which I agree with you too. You know, I thought about that, and I say, you know, there's so much St Lucia could have done. You know, like you said, manufacturing plant that can make cars, because we have the skills to do these kind of things. The guys, the long time mechanics and them used to know a lot about fixing cars and how to even break down certain things and put it back together.
I was doing that, you know. But I like my drawing, I draw faces. You see your faces? But the pan was so hard to do. How can I get you my relative training pan? Then easy. If you live 4 years, 5 years, 10 years training pan, you go back in that.
Right.
Then off you go in. Your head hit on the back. Like you step back again. Then easy. And some of us tune different, not technical.
Right.
When you have a man pan, someone say, what? So if you want to mash up that, do that. If you know pan, you know pan. And somebody come and somebody else have no experience, you tune your pan. You know that there. But the tone.
Right.
You can't get that same tone.
Yeah.
Understand? Listen to me. I'm very happy I'm a musician. A musician is the only most clever people in the earth. That's a profession. It's not a profession going to school and they have to give a piece of paper.
Yeah.
Working in office is not a profession.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Working in office is a gimmicks. When they give a piece of paper, they just to capitalize people, to put people down, and you feel a man have paper. And somebody the man have the paper, you better him. He might explain, but he know everything. He can read and write everything. But because you have to say, but that is gimmicks.
Yeah.
This is gimmicks. It's just like pan.
Yeah, not everybody will be book smart or know how to. Some people are good with their hands. They have chefs, mechanics, carpenters.
The only problem there, I'm a pan tuner. I want to do certain things. I want to make a pan out of wood. I have that from since 10 years. But the wood when you use green hats and sink it. Now, if you know about little technology, you come there with your ideas. And when they play just like a xylophone, like a wood timber.
Right.
So I study that. But how that thing that would have some. So I say, upon completion, you dig it.
Right.
And you throw it and you cover the back of the. You know, when you cover it, the tone, get the less tone and things. So I go over there, I want to send to somebody.
Somebody, but who knows? They have so many instruments in Africa. That's how they make the xylophones, right?
Yeah,
all the xylophones and these things.
I'm a scientist.
Yeah.
Things I go do.
You could just ship it like how you want.
Listen, I could do so many things.
Yeah.
But we haven't got the tools. But I tell you, I not regret, but I regret I came back to St Lucia. I was in Austria. And I do certain things. I went to some scientist fellows. And I made some stamps on my friend. I said, what? I'm surprised. It's stamps like I just cut it for this. What you want to show? First time.
Man, I think we kind of skip over the transition. We were talking about the transition from your father, Scrub, okay, where everybody affectionately know him as Scrub. Miss Raquel and Al, good afternoon. We have some Northstars player, one part-time player there, you know.
Well,
but the transition, how were you able to now take charge of the band? Because I guess you were already a leader in the band.
Okay. As I told you before, my father was a little sick.
Right. So after that, how did you?
Then after that,
yeah,
I started tuning pan.
So you watch your father. He was also a tuner, right?
But nobody never tuned out tuning pan.
Right. Okay.
The tuners to come down here. It wasn't the family. It was very easy. I don't know myself. I big pan, small pan. I say me and the stool. Pan gets spoiled.
Yeah.
In them days, we used to play in the Convent. But we only played on a Saturday and Sunday. Now they used to put a little 50 cents, a little dollar. And things 50 cents was money. So when we sat around 4 o'clock, so everybody was in 50 cents. Who want the ticket? So I watching when they saw and they watching me. Then there's 50 cents was a lot. You gotta buy a bread for penny, 2 cents. You understand what's going on? Then I started developing making pan. They had a fellow called Bocart. Then there are some Chinese come down and make pan. You understand, for diamond steel.
Yes.
Diamond steel most Trinidadians come to make pan for diamond steel. Then after a fellow called, I know them people. So
the Trinidadians will come down and make pans for diamond steel.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then I used to sing the pan for them. They tell me, boy, you're a good boy. I used to sometimes I'm not getting in trouble. I should have little notes.
Okay.
But I show them what I have.
Right.
But if you show them what they go tune, everybody's smart. Some big people, they can't show any talent because they ain't getting paid.
Yeah, true.
No.
Because it's a special talent you have to have.
A special secret, yes?
Yeah.
Okay. Then, after that, I started making pans for different bands. They not much band for the Baccarat steel band.
Baccarat other band?
Yeah.
Wow, steel band. Okay.
That was Leo.
Oh, Mr. Leo, may he rest in peace.
Okay.
Mr. Leo.
I used to make pans there for them fellas. Now I used to tune my pans different. I like high pitch, clarinet, stereo. The them fellas like mono. They band something heavy. They think that's how they want the pan. I used to tune the pans before. But then fellas say me they like the pan, so tune it more.
Right, okay.
So I started there. Then started making pans for soufre. If I was making pans for soufre, then I took over making the pans to go down and teach them songs and things, you understand? And after that, I still left them. You understand? Then I said, going, that a long time. And couldn't come out yet.
Okay.
They only had bands like Starlights.
Starlight was where?
Starlights in before.
Okay, Starlights.
The guy who was making the pan is still we together. They have a little mental problem, you know?
Okay.
They make the pans and things. And
Who's that? Who's that guy?
Baba.
Oh, Baba, okay.
Baba Indy. He make the pans, he grew the pans, but it's very difficult to tell him about the hour. So when he make my thinking over, he tune it, then I get the final touch. You understand? The final touch. Put the pan right. Because out of being like them fellas in Trinidad, I show them easy.
Right. So it was Starlight Orchestra, Northstars, Diamond Steel. Diamond Steel was around. The one in Baccarat, you said Mr. Leo, may you rest in peace.
And the steel band in Soufre.
Soufre, okay. You remember anything about that steel band over there?
Where?
Who was doing everything? You were making the pants.
Well, the guys in them had their own arranger now. That fellow called him Cisco.
Cisco.
Yeah, but I don't. Yeah, I'm sure there's still band too also.
Alright.
In these, you know. But you see what happened in them days, there's no help from government.
Right.
Everybody's knock out and everything just go. You understand?
So from that skill of your father making the pans, you were able to pick up that skill and then make pans for all of these bands in the community. Yeah. Right? Were you the only tuner during that time? Because from what I heard, Shining was also a tuner, but
Shining also tuner.
But then
you see,
were you the one who was leading the pack in terms of like starting to tune?
Everybody like Shining tuner, right? Shining about a mono.
Okay.
Heavy and more clarity. People used to come and check me. When you hear them and see a different kind of song, you hear the music clear thing. But I was more on my band song different than everybody.
Yes.
But it's unfair to make a pants sound different than everybody. You have to tune your pants fairly. You tune your pants, you want to show people you have a good song, so your musical ability is going out Trinidad, every part of the world. So you have to do everything properly, perfectly. You understand? And a high quality skill.
Yeah.
But everybody outside listen to you. People might know much about pan quality, but outside there, people are really know about pan Trinidad. You understand? Yes. So, and therefore, my father played panorama at the time. The first panorama he played, my father was Atimamai.
Okay.
Atimamai,
La was
song nobody make me So and that thing there, we practiced Timamai, you know. Then that muscle wasn't that at the time. That time I was real small. I'm 7 years, 8 years with them. Okay. Then you had Halcyon still one. Then this.
Right.
There's a guy from Trinidad called Harper. There's a guy from one of the still bands in Trinidad. When he first saw me playing pan, because we play at the town hall and the still band from Halcyon Day, he asked my father, why you make a son go to Trinidad? Your son is very good. Best pan man there. He said, he want me to come to Trinidad. So I was saying, oh God, I want to go to Trinidad. But there is a bit Trinidad, right? Like a talk action, I know.
Yes.
And my father said, no. And then when the white people in the hotel used to exploit my father because they used me to come play on a crate, to secret. And I won the crate. And I dressed like a Chinese, drinking nothing and nothing there. And I said, man, these people are exploiting me, man. I get nothing. What we used to get like that? $90.
So even then it was a struggle. It was the beginnings too, eh?
Yeah.
But you think anything positive came out of it, though?
The only positive thing there, I get good tuning band.
Which is true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But and nowadays I don't want to see. I don't want to criticize anybody, even your own people. Just like certain people and them exploiting me. Because when I tune pans here, people don't want to pay me. People don't want to pay me. I just deal with all pan tuners in the world.
Yeah.
When you tune pan in America, it's $300 to tune a tenor pan or a tune. You know about that. Okay? Another person in you has a good friend. In Canada, it's $4. A lot of people in Trinidad.
Yeah.
But these people here, they want to come and tune pan a whole band, $200,000. Like you're starving. You understand? That's why I get frustrated.
Yeah.
Frustrated for panorama. And you know, all these kind of things. And you know, the most important, like a plain pan person, and I teach so much people. I live one man, I teach most people in St Lucia.
I thought so too.
Okay?
Yeah.
Don't talk so, that is true.
Yeah.
You see? Then, when I see very exploitation, man, and you know, some people like me, my race, fighting down the race. More alternatives, my race. Listen, we cannot go and pay panorama for this kind of money. Is not wise.
Right.
When you're taking people children out of school and play all them nighttime, late and I have to go and drop people. I have to have 2 fathers, like 2 bedrooms at the back. But you never know what's going on. Everybody load up, you know, I want to say it goes.
Facts.
You understand?
Yeah.
And you're telling me if a band comes second or third or fourth, you're going to have 1/10 That will worth the price of nothing then.
We get in there, you know.
Yes, sir.
Trust me, we ain't gonna take too long to get there
And
anyway.
you know what happened again, man? I work very hard, and I still working for next to nothing. Nobody can pay me. Nobody can pay you for your profession. You have to pay people for their talent, their profession. So they say, "Oh God, I go, I laugh."
Yeah.
Yes. If you want to take a day off, you go to your wife, your friend, you know, you can't do that. When I go to Martinique, I was getting to work in Martinique, Austria, and places that may come, I'll be better. When I went to Austria, age of 20, I was 20 years old. I went to university and teach. Everybody was very happy. They never see a pan. They asked me, "What do we go back? Stay here." They tell me, your country have nothing. I say, "No, man, I want to go back and teach my people."
Yeah.
Listen, I'm speaking to you right now. Anybody have a talent right now, don't stay in St Lucia. Go out. Make yourself comfortable. Make yourself comfortable. I'm telling you that. Don't work hard and overwork. They'll use you. Please, I'm begging you all. The Africans like me. Please, you have a talent, go out, make it. But all my friends and them from Trinidad, all them places, all of them in Dubai, all them places, teaching pan. If they spend 1 year teaching, they could come down and buy 2 houses, 3 houses. I won't see how much money they're getting. St Lucia, Christopher Columbus still ruling.
Yeah.
I know this Christopher Columbus, all the leaders in them, they go hit me and I get them.
Yeah. Well, you have to speak your mind then.
Yes,
because I know you've been going through the struggle from
my friends myself from 4 years, 5 years now.
I mean,
I teach. I'm going to tell you, most of all the steel bands in them, my father made them. They serve a steel band. When you pass his going on the side there, I never knew my father had steel band there.
yeah.
My father put a steel band. I went to where my daughter is living right now in the countryside. A lady come and they see me, I come and take her daughter, a son. I said, "Who are you? Where are you from?" I said, "I'm from countries." What's the father name? Scrub. Scrub is a father?
Yeah, once you mention that
Your
name,
fathers have a steel band in OJ. I said, "Right in OJ? Yeah, you think my father's living before?" My father teach all them fellas shine, all them fellas go, all them fellas, all them big. My father wants to tune pans for Turks.
Yeah, that's another steel band.
And it tuned the pans different.
Yeah, that's another very prominent steel band I've heard a lot of elders talk about.
And then after Terry Okota and Barbara Jacob, father brought my father to Trinidad. My father said, if you go to Trinidad, you want shining there. He love shining. And he went to Trinidad. When he went to Trinidad, they went to Trinidad. My father said nobody catch it to Trinidad.
Right.
And they tell Ellen, Buddy Marshall, don't teach my father. So Buddy told my father, he said, "No, teach my father." Said, "Man, I use nobody can teach me. Every you. My father's far already. He never stay going already. You know.
Yeah.
And Shiny say, he tune.
Yeah.
Shiny give me the whole story.
Well, man, let me tell you, guys, you're listening to Unsung Influences. You're getting it straight from the horse's mouth. Mr. Ivan Sipha Smith, the son of Leonard Scrub Wellington, right?
Hubert.
Hubert?
Yeah, they changed his name.
Okay, they changed his name. They changed his name. Yeah, there's a lot of the history hasn't been told. A lot of people know it on the street, in the communities. People know the history, but we haven't brought it out into the media right now. That's what we're doing. Bringing it out there so that you guys can know. People in Trinidad listening everywhere, because you know Ivan has toured Morocco.
No, I didn't go. The band went to Morocco because
Right.
I always sail to travel. Not sail, travel. So I gave the fellows the incense to go to Morocco. I stood down. I sent Barbara Cardi and Brass Botti. But Botti has playing what? I think he has playing drums or something. And then fellows and fellows. I think there was young people at the time. So I sent to Morocco. They pay for the prints. They were like top musicians, and they have FBI watching them. They tell them to go there, go there. Because I had a little contract in Martinique at the time.
Okay.
You understand? And the reason why I'm so known in Martinique and Guadeloupe, because my father's going to tune pan in Martinique and Guadeloupe. So that's why I'm getting all my respect, because my father, my father was a real wicked pannist when he's swollen. When he's scrub, they say, look, Miss Scrub Gavini. And they play me, they say, have to be scrub. Right. You understand? So I get all my work from my father. Respect that. You understand?
So that's a very, very high influence that you have. I mean, of course, obviously, but I mean, it has carried you until this day. The way you talk, the way you walk, the way you play the pan. You know, because every time I see you, let me tell you people, every time I see Ivan, every time I come to St Lucia, I have to go see Ivan. I always go up on the hill, go and check Ivan. And the first thing, every single conversation is always about literally the first word or sentence that Ivan mentioned is always about the struggle, always about what's going on with music, his dissatisfaction with music and so on. So I figure about every time I see Ivan, why not do an interview with him and talk, because everything he's telling me, sometimes I have no response for him. But it's like I feel like I needed to get him to sit here and tell his story, because I mean I see him all the time and we always speak about the same thing.
And I tell you,
right?
I go for a lot of sometimes, you know, pay in the hotel and sometimes a whole 2 years,
Talk about that.
You know? And I can't get no food. That's my girlfriend. It was a struggle. You know who feed me? My sisters. And that time it had a kind of TV show between Steel Band and Who Have Job but I used to stay and cry. But you must sing the water in my eye. And there's our division. One set up Steel Band getting that because it's Northstars from Conway. You feel like, you know, a bunch of rough and unorganized. You understand?
Yeah, the bad Johns, that's what they call them.
Very not intelligent people. They're not intelligent. Waste of time. I used to watch them people. But right now, things change. Because, you know, when I watch somewhere, you know, my area, and we never have the kind of division and people are sweet and nice. There's this talent people are afraid of. But that a party were there for so long and they never know anything. There's politics. I never inside politics. Because nobody never do nothing.
Right.
My politics is working hard and feeding people. I used to give people money in the pocket, you know. Feed people for money. Because in that time sometimes I want to cry, but no water come from my side. I go through struggle in music, man.
Yeah.
You understand? And right now people are trying to have no respect for musicians. But musicians is the one that's causing them kind of division.
Right.
Because they only cut up one another and they bad talking one another, talking about one another. You look at me on Booksy Shop. Bugzisha calling Bugzisha. And Bugzisha means a man carry a band man never stop.
Yeah.
Because he get the same problem. Yes, sir.
Tell me something. We're gonna go segue. I want to talk about your mother, right? Your mother. Your mother is was the leader of the band.
Once upon a time.
Once upon a time, right? She was the leader of the band. Okay. Tell me about that leadership role your mother played with Northstars.
Well, my mother used to be like a secretary, writing letters and things. It wasn't so broad minded writing letters. It was one person and Then they call us, I make my price. Then read the letter and things, so I read the letter, I say I want that I want. Then I even, you don't have to be like your father. This cannot I don't think we will face thing. You have to come up from that.
Yeah.
My father had attitude, but when he went to the hotel, they had, when the managers sing, they had to salute. Because they know the kind of character is.
Yes.
I like that, I should laugh. But I don't want to be like it because your father is strict. Like when you play in front of my father, you're like military. You can't laugh. You have to do a
serious thing.
Serious thing. But I'm going to tell you the most serious musician in St Lucia. No.
Yeah, tell me about
my mother now, she wants to go and play out. She play talk. And she was serious, whatever small. You see, at a certain time, I tell her too. She was vexed. He said, only thing good, our life. Make us too.
Right.
Then afterwards.
So she was a very strict leader.
Yeah.
I would suppose because your father was strict.
Yeah.
So she had to follow that thing to make sure that everybody stayed in line and so on.
And then after my father brother named Embert used to be controlling the band. At that time, because I didn't have time.
Okay.
All the time, I used to make big pan and small pans. Mostly small pans I used to sell. So the hotel sell there and making that way to survive on small mini pans. Selling for the tourists when they come there and everybody eating from that.
Right.
And there's a certain time I just stopped making that because nobody wanted to pay. Everybody wanted to watch me $50 for a small pan and have small work. I had to pay $3 how to sink, mark, burn, clean and spray, and that wasn't making no sense. I just stopped it. So right now I come back here because my brother make a small pan now, I'm trying to help him.
Okay.
You understand? But then this was nice days, Then this was very nice, but then this was a slave days to it.
Yeah.
Because I had to work triple try to survive in them days. This two thing was cheap, at that time, but the money was cheap too.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Y'all are listening to Unsung Influences with Mr. Ivan Sipha Smith, son of Scrub. A lot of people know him as Scrub. Alright. You said it's Imbert Wellington, right?
No, Imbert Tibiso.
Okay, Tibiso, I don't know that one.
Well,
Hold on, just speak for a second. Continue. Yeah.
I was saying Ember Dibiso, because all of me Dibiso, I know my father get the Wellington by his father. I never see my grandfather. So he lived in the States since I was young. The man went to America. I never see my father's father. Never see. But he take his father name, Wellington.
Okay.
So I'm very appreciated. I am a musician, and musician is the most dedicated people in the world.
Right.
And who bring music down here? Tell me also.
Who brought down music on the
Yeah. And who's controlling our people? Maramaiden? You know who?
No.
You don't know who?
No, I don't.
Lucifer?
Satan.
Right. So it's powerful?
That's true.
Right. So when you are a musician, you compose good music, you compose nastiness, to curb the young trend nowadays coming. You come with educational, very educational background, teacher trend, educated, not the good around, all like Dennis segment tunes, as a worst kind of tune.
Wow.
And this dub thing. Yes, all the women dancing out and the pants, the followers sponsor. They were like that. You never want to see something good. It's just like Bob Marley, they killed Bob Marley. You see, you understand that? So, ladies, gentlemen, when you're composing, you compose good thing. Remember, always
You could go ahead,
always
Don't mind
remember,
me there.
we have to keep the train, always guide them. Not to lose the, what do you call it again,
Like they say, you have to know where you're from and where you're going.
right, where you're going from.
So don't lose your culture.
Don't lose your culture, your cultures, and educate the train.
Yeah.
You see? But what I'm seeing right now, is even I'm telling I'm a musician,
Yeah.
and I can't get a good music to play right now. I don't know what to do. I have to go back. All this dub music and this thing, this is corrupting our people, young children. And mostly the guys who in the studio, they don't know music. All they there for money. Corrupting mostly them. If you tell them what a C minor, they will tell you. To me, all them guys who have studios and things, play music, they're supposed to know music. They're supposed to come by us and educate them. But this guy's in the mecca.
Yeah.
This guy's in the mecca.
Yeah. I want to ask you about I mean, of course, when you tune in the pan, you know the pitch and so on.
Well, as you talk about tuning pan, I'm a tuner there, everything there. I work with my thing, everything there.
Yeah, but in the beginnings, what I wanted to ask you is, in the beginnings, how would you tell, what's a C note? How you know exactly, where to place the C sharp or the D flat, or because over here I noticed they don't use D sharp and stuff like that. In actual music they say D sharp.
Yeah, that's
but
music.
they say E flat.
What
so,
okay, C sharp will be what? Basically what?
D flat.
Right, because
yeah.
after D you flatten.
Right.
So D flat. So
yeah.
after
but even on the board, like you see, if you guys can see the notes here, right? They go from let's see, on that side, this side, C sharp, D, E flat, right? But that's how I learned it actually. Until when I went to school, I learned that D sharp is E flat, etc., etc. You know what I mean?
As you can see there, is a tune there. Phantom
of the Opera.
Da 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 da. 1, 2, 3. Da 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 da. 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. C sharp, C da da. 2.
You can play it. You know how to play.
You know a single tune.
Okay. So we're gonna put Ivan. Let's see if I can put Ivan on this spot. Because we see the pan here, don't feel like he's gonna just do an interview and do
let me
thing,
Let me take a tenor pan there.
Yeah, you want to play on the tenor instead?
Yeah, I think both pans in there,
Okay. Well, alright.
Put that tenor pan there.
Alright, so hold on there. This is very impromptu, by the way. Alright, we see. Each time you set up the seconds, I set up the seconds. Now you want to set up the tenor. If you all have questions, put the questions right in there, alright?
Time for me. 1, 2, 3.
that's easy stuff for you. Yeah?
Easy.
I wouldn't expect that. You could stay right there. We still gonna continue with the questions with Ivan. All right. Miss Raquel says, "Hey, tell him he have to play Mele and Rebecca before the interview finish." Yeah. So listen, I plan on asking Ivan more questions, but I also want to continue putting him on the spot. And we also have a drum set there, by the way. Ivan is my favorite drummer of all time, and I don't know, I can't tell you why. I think every drummer that plays like Ivan, but Ivan have that like distinctive rudimentary drumming that you just can't ignore. You understand? So we have the drum set here. Okay. So she said Mele and Rebecca. She probably knows something. She probably knows something. Do you remember Mele?
I read panorama Rebecca, you know. A long time in the 80s.
Oh really?
How she know that?
I know how she know that. He asked you how you know that.
The other can read them, eh? You can get read them anything.
Okay. So I'm not a drummer, by the way. So we are gonna try a thing. Okay. So you're gonna hear like some magic there, you know. Tatiana, good afternoon. Alright, I will start. Session, boy. Session. Oh my goodness, man. Let me tell you. I enjoyed every little piece of that right there. Ivan Smith playing. By request, I tell you, impromptu stuff right here, okay? Before we continue with the questions, let me see what you guys saying over here. Tats, big up my girl. And Koma, what's up? Samini Matalab, she's so silly. Yeah, we should do it. We should do a jam like old times. Actually, we need to plan something like that. Just to keep the pan alive, keep the little thing together. And man, I'm up for it. If you guys want to do it, Ivan might be up for it. Right.
Most more.
Yeah. Okay. I want to start drawing on the panoramas in St Lucia. Give me a little history about panorama as far as you know it, because from what I heard, panoramas going on from since the 80s. I started playing pan from the early 2000s, but from what I heard, the panorama existed from since the early 80s.
Yeah, pan. The first panorama I played was my father. Like I told you before. We play Atimama. At that time, I was very young at that time, around 7, 8, 9 years going on that side. If Halcyon still as I consume, there's a guy that called Harper. He used to play for Texaco Dixieland. But he just died there recently, they called me.
Okay.
If you go, you check the Texaco Dixieland album, you will see a guy with a big afro. He came here with he had one teaching the Halcyon fellows out of paper.
Okay.
But they had done before.
Yeah.
They had like go shine. That's for my father.
Heavy names there, boy.
Talk before. I know all them guys. I used to tune pan for them fellas and are small. I tuned pan yesterday morning, I used to tune them old time pan. The old time pan is the most hardest pan to tune. Because this guy used to sing, they used to sing a pan deep, 6 inches. To sing a pan 6 inches and make an old tone, low tone. The fellas tune a pan from a low BB flat. And they tune the pan not concert pitch, any key.
Okay, man. So they come like the Chinese with the notes in them.
So the Chinese have 3 different notes.
Yeah.
So they pan the 4. Because they used to tune the pan like that, and the rhythm used to be like more. These are more Spanish and French mix up. But long time had more music, and
Moving there. I don't know how. You could play, we have a congas here. He probably plays on the congas too.
I'm a real musician. When it comes to music, anything.
Yeah.
Guitars and things that, because when you see what happened. I wanted to open a workshop. I tell Alison we're gonna have a workshop. I don't know how many years ago, 10 years or 15 years. Then you have I'll come with that canal. Then Alison tell me how old I am.
What are you trying to say?
So I listen to when I listen that kind of rhythm, he said, I'm how old you? He said, well, even using when you might talk about Monty spoke about that film that time. You see what happened there? Yeah, when that is same painting, same vibe, eh?
Right.
Now they call it this thing they call it the nobody, I just kill them thing. The budo, the 2 notes.
Yeah, they call it duduk.
Yeah, dudu. No.
Dudum dum dum dum.
Fire, fire in the wire, mama. Ay, 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 oh, yo, yo. Fire, fire, benaka, bebito. Dame mucho agua, hito.
Now, it's rhythm. Now, they for like raccoon. Never had that kind of thing.
Boy,
Now,
hey.
when you have that kind of rhythm now,
Raccoon.
you follow the French begin. Like, and you see old people lady on the road, you see a whining and thing, that's a good department mortis.
Right.
You come in second punch and
And imagine he's singing that, and I can actually picture the actual musicians playing like that.
I just play that in Martinique when people sing.
Boy.
They say, how old are you? I say, I just wrong.
Yeah.
No.
That's one thing, Martinique. I mean, you spoke about it a lot, eh? And Martinique musicians are very gifted.
They're not really gifted. That is French. And any French is French supporting them.
Yeah.
And French people want to be on top. And the educational system in Martinique is really, really appreciated. I appreciate it because when you see old man in 90 years, he's still playing music. But the mentality we have down here, I don't know if it's the part where I have them do some of the immigrants, but it's a language. You understand?
Right.
And listen now. I listen to all kind of music. These are the young man that may fall. I don't have no taste for music now. Because the kind of music in all kind of generation then, women and certain women, I'm no shame the way they dress. And then dub thing, I'm all kind of nonsense. The fellas and them over the radio station, they don't know about the music. That's nonsense and that's certain people that have certain programs. I can't check on the program at all.
Yeah. I don't stray away from the panorama. I want to talk about
The panorama.
the beginnings of panorama. Let's go on.
When I was in the age of 7 years, I played the first panorama. I played my father.
Okay.
The other thing they called the DD. That the first thing I went to Vifort. First thing I went to Vifort. And I played, my father's a ranger that I know. It's mostly old men there. I think only almost for the 7 years, for the long 30, 40. And the other still man, BWA from Trinidad. When I had them for the span, they for the span in concert pitch. I said, what if for the span is something different than my father pan? I said, no man. Then I started to pan the same like in balance. So father said, what the fellow she said, how your father boy? You must tune the pan just like I was. They asked concert pitch. I said, what is concert pitch? They tell me go to
Concert B flat or C instruments. Yeah.
Well, anyway you start concert pitch, you could be B flat and concert pitch is concert pitch.
Right.
This kind of thing about C is concert pitch. So the instruments in concert pitch, that's the real pitch. So all pianos in the world is concert pitch. So you have to go and tune. It's concert pitch. You take a guitar, everybody go to the different. As the bass. I used to tune for this guitar for them. They tell me when they sing this now, your guitar song enough money. I don't hear the harmonics.
Perfect pitch.
Yeah.
So
I don't hear the harmonics. They say, why you mean harmonics? You have the frets on your guitar. You only touch the frets and you get the little thing like the
strings.
Not the strings,
Or in between the frets, yeah. The board itself, I know what you're talking about.
Like wires,
right.
You touch that behind the harmonics. Because when I go around Monty's a good musician. He played at the end. I got heard that. I said, Monty, you know different. Teach the fellas now. He said, when you teach them fellas, they feel nobody new.
Yeah.
That's the problem you have in St Lucia. You have an ego mentality down here, boy. I'm telling you, when I go train on a pan, people see me training pan. I teach fellas to think on the Trinidad, how to sing everything. So how to do that? Sing the bass. And the only thing, when you're making a bass string so much, how much you go pay? I said, no, my name have to go. I tune a pan in Trinidad, don't go in. I turn a pan.
Yeah.
As Doyle just finished it. Doyle till my first man I tune a pan in Trinidad, I saw burning. And I go to the factory and tune. Right. You understand that? Because when you say in a place, I get more courage.
Yeah.
I work with passion. You know, when you work in here, you too mind, you want to make it, you don't want to make it. Like, you know, nobody around to push you. You just do it. That's how you survive. And the panorama, when they talk about the panorama and things, so, then after, you come with Timamai.
Okay.
Halcyon beaters, because they didn't play the panorama tune. They play.
What was that?
Yeah, so we say at Marshall Field. So you cannot be in a band practice for a whole 2 months practicing, and a band come to play to Ave Maria. And they've been a set of white people. Then there's people who are so ignorant. So people that feel upstairs are the education more illiterate.
Right.
They come there. They hear the band playing because they see Halcyon Hotel. Free trucks. Or 4 trucks with white people. Listen to. So when they pull here, the judges here, they give Halcyon band that day, they had a big riot. Father started beating people from before. No, we're supposed to go before, no, they don't want to beat us. My father played like this. Because when 3 talk like that, 3 they did it talk, 3 hours talk, everybody free. Short man. Father was making a pocket like a pie shot in. So after that, they must still come, they must play a tune. The tune was properly arranged, boy. When I hear that tune, I said, oh God, boy. I say that tune, I don't mind, because I understood Shining Springer Hill, first the policeman.
Yes.
The tune was properly arranged. I say Shining is by Shining. Because what happened, Shining was better, more musical arranger than my father.
Yeah.
My father wasn't a top range, but he was just solo in it. I can hear the chords and the I still appreciate my father and Shining in these when he took over the band. And after.
So your Shining actually met your father arranging.
My father taught Shining.
Right.
Shining used to be in the club.
Right.
The club used to be.
So
the guys who controlled the club there was Belgrave. I don't know if you heard about Belgrave.
I heard about a lot about him before.
And Foster, the lawyer. You see, play Panto also.
The lawyer just passed.
All them people from UWP and Force, all them people come by my father, but my father, so you see how the biggest carnival, my father to draw all the costumes they had to hell and back. I pay to hell and back, but they're not the real hell and back. The real hell and back, so but after the future, they come back the same thing, hell and back. I pay pan and neck. But it's the play.
So was it pan and neck during that time when you had panorama from the beginnings?
Well, the panorama, no, that time, at the time they didn't have panorama, when you go on the road, but when you play panorama, it's on the stands, it's the same stands you use at the hotel.
Right.
You understand? You use them stands because that time they understand. After, my father make stands for the shows and things, and that time it was so. When my father took over, Sikra took over. Sikra is the one used to be in my father's band.
Right.
So Sikra, my father used to play for Sikra, they used to be the guys. And Sikra built stands for my father and they went in the road and the big rack. Then I enjoyed a little boy right there, holding pan. I actually enjoyed that. You know. Then this was I had a love for the thing, man.
Yeah.
And good music, man.
Yeah.
Good music. I did jumping, I did
chip in.
I enjoyed, man. Nowadays, I can enjoy nothing, man. You understand? Wow. You know, and then after panorama stopped, then we had panorama in 1980. I think there was someone again. I went 3 times. I played Gary and some other tunes. Then panorama stopped. Then Allegro come and thing. I started singing Allegro, Pan Groove, Barbara, Jacob.
It's another piece of history as well.
And Diana Forswa, all them kind of people.
Yeah, which is
from the bank.
Only females.
I see the thing. It really started from it started from my sister, the one of the Arishan, Beverly.
Okay.
And Beverly and Oma Bushel.
I see. Okay.
Oma Bushel, and then Diana Fossa, and then but Barbara Camillate. Barbara Caddy.
So Barbara Caddy was part of Allegro as well.
Yeah, but it wasn't Allegro as a time yet. It was just a natural band practicing the panyard. But my sister is the one that brought the whole thing.
So was it her idea to come up with only females, or?
Well, she was the idea to bring up only females alone. Only female, and we had a drummer, female, and then after.
Well, one was the drummer, right? One might get some
Jan wasn't the drummer. One come late.
Oh, right after.
Then one ain't even gonna born yet. One come late.
When did Allegro start though?
Allegro started in the early 90s, or I can't remember, 2000, I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think in the 90s from I remember watching TV and seeing Viva Allegro playing as well too.
As I told you before.
I could recollection.
What I told you before. Then I called June Frederick, Gautier and Village, for us to bring back panorama. So they told me that won't make. They said that won't never happen. Okay? They said that won't happen. So I bring back panorama, Gautier, Alexander. Then after I call people say the panorama will make come again. I said let's forget it on the side. Then I call JJ, John Joseph. He's the worker just select.
Okay.
I give him in charge of the band as manager.
I see.
So that was too much book for me to tune pans, go and talk to sponsors, and then that was too much book for me. But just like Trinidad, you're a pan tuner arranger, you have to go in and you have to relax, concentrate on tuning the pans and arranging. So I give John Joseph to understand to take over the band.
I see.
That's
Okay.
it is really good now. So then after coming down, Panama started get back, around dimension 1998.
98. So during that time from the 80s, what happened?
Nothing.
So no panorama.
No, them during the 80s going down there, you had good pan. When you had Diamond, Northstars playing the ball bad. Everybody can fall in Northstars. It's a clash. When you hear Diamond still a clash. Because Diamond still had a tempo like All Stars. I more Desperados, classical things, I fool my band.
Yes.
I have respect for Chinese. I used to play for Diamond Suit, when they have Juve money and things, so I go up there and I play for them. Knock a steel. They had a big steel called Satan. When you knock a steel, I cover in the whole band and make the band song real, purified. You see, and somebody still that steel.
Okay.
Yeah. I love it before. Then these are people back in Emerson also. It's a kind of rival, but then shining like that, we know vex. Yes. We are shining the way. Shining this and the other time shining came to a panyard and he taught us a tune. And come on, I did it. He taught us a tune and then he will come back twice and he did finish that.
Okay. You guys were close. That's good to know.
That was early 70s, going on to 75 months. He came here with a tune. That was it. He never come again. And that was it. Then Panorama started back in 1999. Then I see one. Then 98, I commit Pan Struggle. But then the stone, I commit the melody, and I tell them the stone, and that name of that song will be Pan Struggle. Up to now, Pan men struggle in Trinidad, every part of the world.
So was that an original calypso?
Yeah, man. I have one thing there.
Who sang that song?
Then the stone.
Okay, right.
Number. So Pan men getting so much trouble. All part of the world is getting frustrated. But they be but that man like that Teddy Francis, I like that song. So I made that for when I make that song, I studying the steel band, all musicians, how they're struggling. And it's a real struggle. You know, everywhere you go, panmen struggling. Who make it? Who make it? You know, division between panmen and the panmen not together. They pay in the hotel. If I pay in the hotel for $1,000, you win my bag. You win for $600, and I have to train your punch. It get me mad, man.
So you wrote the lyrics, or was it Lenny Stone?
Lenny Stone lyrics.
She wrote the lyrics.
So when Lenny Stone wrote the lyrics, I put the chords, everything, and he comes with his guitar. I said, I want to from you, man. I like funk. I like funk jazz. I know it. That will be seeking for soca. Then I go back Allison. Allison is the engineer. No.
Yes.
Allison can play. I cannot play keyboard. Allison can play keyboard.
Right.
Allison can play guitar. So all we're doing there, you know what normally do, I call Allison and I say, I have a song. And the student go in the studio, flowers there. And he put in the rhythm slow, because Allison get another keyboardist, man.
Right.
So it is. Then after that finish, you know them thing on the computerizing. You know in the university, I know what that. And then we speak up the melody. Then I say, "Chin down rhythm, man." You know, chin down rhythm, I get it. Like my jazz. What happened there? I used to watch all the panmen and them and still.
That was how the melody went for a pan struggle.
Yeah. And they walk into there, Masha.
Yeah.
We dressed in all in black and white. Pants, white. So they must see they come and bury us. This was nice, eh? Everybody laughing.
Oh, fair start now.
So on them days was very nice. I like them days. No fight, nothing. And get together. And then if Lenny Stone saying, I want there's a part of the tune where it's too fast, too many words, just cut down. I say anything you do, just do it, man. I just read it, just sing it. We had no problem. Me and the Stone and Lenny Stone, we never had no trouble. Then we came to Triple Scrub.
That was that year.
No, Triple Scrub.
That was a year, boy. That
Triple Scrub. I watched Diamonds. I watched all them man playing simple music. I said, let me come with a little jazz and a little classical thing, man. But I know who coming up from Trinidad. That's on Trinidad, and I know some of others.
right.
I read for them. Barbara Cardio and people, those just fight for all them,
Right.
But they're very classic. He's classic. Barbara is singing. But look for 10 minutes drinking. Not come and church. That's not the problem. So, and that's for the with Alexis. Then boy, I want to come. I know you that song. You win already. It's a miss one. But you go over there and bounce it.
Right.
So when I read the tune, man, laugh until you call it. And call me the name. There's laugh until. Laugh until. Well, one from the mice was true. Ratty to the money. So when I come to read this song, I put that it push and lose. But I know all them bands how they read it, they read that kind of music kind of thing. And I read the tune. So I listen to me. I want the intro now. So what you want the intro now? I just take it for that. I listen to that song. But I wish I had your talent in that song. Because I don't want to write that down this time. I just get one time. But I'm not on my English. I read that song then 2 minutes. A whole 3 minutes. I just that one time. I like Booksy. Change that. But I had this now. When I syringe it. If I go into toilet and say, I come in, I go into toilet. After the toilet, I go into toilet. Something I mean, that thing pass already, I come back and I do it. You understand?
Right.
And you know, them days and then when I sit down, man, and
You reflect on it.
I had pan struggle, this, that, this and that, pan struggle. Pan struggle, I read that so nice. Nice, man.
You have a copy of that?
It's anything there in the site, you know. When I wrote that song, man, I think it was that thing, was when I wrote it, I go down and I come back, yeah, the whole crowd. Yeah, but that day the chief man, man.
That time it was in Marsha, right? Panorama was where?
I think
Complex?
Complex.
Yeah.
Man, Pan struggle wasn't competitive, but it was the way you went to show. I take my time and I say, I mean, I just like Bugsy. You know, but I like Bugsy and I tell Bugsy, but I go my mega too.
Right.
I tell Bugsy, but I read that tune, but it's Pan struggle. I say, boy, that good tune, boy, I like that thing.
So you were very close to Bugsy as well.
Yeah, well, I met Bugsy because when I first met Bugsy, I met him in 1987.
Okay.
87, 88. Then he came out tune and ready for Suzando's. The tune name was Hard Times. And I like the tune. It had a piece of that. It had a nice piece of I like it tune. I said, boy, Bugsy tune good, boy.
Yeah.
Then they place in the east, because in the east, you know, in the east, right? Then they come further forth. It was the tune was very arranged properly by Bugsy. I like that. But I was talking about now, before I make a tune, I just study the history of St Lucia and Panmen and schools, how the struggle going to see, because most children are going to school. Music. Subject is music.
Yeah.
When you go to school, you have to
Music
cram
will be
and-
part of the curriculum as well.
It's music. You have to cram and go back and you understand. And some of the training in the school, some of them they're going through struggle. Some of the people cannot afford to give them money to eat and things. So just like the pan, you know, it's the same thing. Everywhere you work in a profession, it's music.
Right.
You understand? And I tell you, it's long time I'm making pan. It's just one, and I get out of practice. To tune up and I get hard, because like it's like slavery. When I come on, my ears sitting in my head with me. That's in for all 3 months I say with me, because I'm not fixed. And some people believe, you know, it's an easy task.
Right.
When you make a pan, you see other drummer, they're all drumming, and so much money for that. Look at the stool. The guy just called me, then, are you going to mess with a pan? Are we $10,000 for a tenor pan?
Yeah. Let me tell you. And it depends to who's selling the pan too, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because there have times you get a tenor as low as I know people have put their prices on a tenor pan to the height of how much you say it costs there. You know? Sometimes for used pans and for brand new pans as well too.
And sometimes, you know, you have to see, people have to be careful here. When you send other pans, you have to ask a pan trainer or somebody at no pan. You do other pan from Trinidad, from anybody.
Right.
You may get rubbish. You know? Because there are so much false tune mills and you know, and they have to know a tune pan for 5 years, 20 years, 50 years, and they're good, they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
And the next tuner coming, they're taking that money, they want to tune that pan.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Because you need pan scene. You understand? Then, you know, we got to come back and the panorama scene. The panorama scene, the reason why I didn't take panorama for a whole long time, because they owe me $32,000. That time we won panorama, we didn't win panorama, I think which come through, they were supposed to give us $19,000. They gave me 12. And I said, where's the rest of the money? It was very complicated to take that money and divide it. And I say, when I get that for myself. The only time I get some money for myself is $5,000, and when I give leverage to share the money, and the people in the Christian now I get 5,000.
Right.
You must see that is what I want. I said that if the people know what people are going to say, I want to take that. But I cry, inside. Water dropping inside me,
The last time
I played panorama.
Northstars played panorama was
So I was 14 out of 14. So 14.
when you all played thing Freedom, I think, was the last panorama.
Yeah. That time.
Right? Yeah, that was the last.
Freedom was easy,
Yeah.
I put some arrangement.
I love that arrangement. Boy. That was another one too.
Listen to me. Galop dance a rain jet. When you're raising a man tune, because one dialogue dance, they have a kind of dance given, and they're going on the walls, and they're aggressive.
Right.
So I raised the song, then I sing Galop.
The way he dancing.
Yeah.
Cause I saw the Moko jump, not Moko jumbies, what you call them balloon things.
Yeah.
They look like Moko jumbies. And you added that to the presentation. That was real nice, and I saw a few of the players, boy. I didn't picture one. I forgot his name too.
Some members in my band.
Yeah.
The band gonna break some members in my band. And when anytime you see who you have a business, a band, you don't let anybody come and rule a business. If they rule a business, then go.
Yeah.
Always know you. You always be there. Even they are there. Maybe you get somebody serious, could reach properly to run a band. Don't let anybody come and take over business.
Yeah.
No businessman will make anybody come to the business and run a business. You understand?
I agree.
It happened, but I see that happen already in Trinidad. Okay? Because bands mashing up because they don't pay the people properly. And that's it.
Right.
And let me tell you, I play some tunes already. I listen to me, man, you're a mad man. You get a black and arrangement. I say, they're good man. You go play it.
Hey.
Pan men is to play. Pan men not going to play like they're bad. Man, I give them a tune. It's trouble. They barely trust me to know. I will change it.
Let me tell you. You see, and we touching the panorama scene. You see that arrangement there of boy, which one? I think it's Taste of Steel.
No.
I believe. Boy, it have some parts in the songs that a lot of the different parts of sections of the song come into my head. I don't know which one to sing. But I ask myself, how they play that? God, no, wait. I want to see. Let's just pause for a course because I want to see if I can pull it up. I want to play it. I want to play it.
Before you say it, I will tell you the truth.
Right.
That year I was sick. Hold on.
Go ahead.
That year I was sick. I get Alice Smith singing. I started tune from right down going to 6 minutes.
Right.
6 minutes, 4 minutes, 6 minutes, 8 minutes. I tell Alison, listen, I'm very sick. Because I was tune pan and arrangement. To me that year I felt good off. I felt good off that year. I couldn't take English. I tell Alison, take that tune, finish that tune for me. Right? I tell him, take that tune. Finish that tune for me. He put some parts in it and I think like that to come and put some parts in it. I listen to him, boy, your place is sticking. Your place is sticking. And still me, which had some place against my God. I listen to me. I tell Alison, finish that tune. When I came to Alison, please. You have this recording thing there. You ready? Boy, always ready, boy. I'm simple melody man, I don't know. But I'm always a classical man. Classic.
Yeah.
For all I run some classic.
That's what I'm telling you because that part, there's just certain parts that come to you and you're like, boy. And big up Muchacho at one time, because one of the tell me about the influence with Muchacho, because let me tell you,
Muchacho,
I just before you say anything, I real study Muchacho, right, for Aaron Smith, big up. I study Muchacho and there were instances even at the convent when I played with the band. I played rhythm with the band and stuff and so on. And then you were playing drums at the time. Right. So I'm listening to you play and I hear Muchacho, and in my mind I'm saying Muchacho was influenced by, of course, by you. But then I hear the real styling coming down from what you playing. So tell me that, because that's an integral part. The drummer is an integral part of the band. And during them years there, when you hear the recordings, you can hear the drummer real there. He tight with the boy. This man, boy, that's a genius drummer. Very underrated as far as I see.
natural in him. Because discipline and discipline play so good. There's certain things they mightn't play. I just play so there's different.
Right.
And when you go and play them, there's a certain part when they play in drums, yeah? I used to play in the hotel. If you let's say they want me to play drums, I put them off. You see me, they stop me and they're like, so,
yeah.
if you let's say me, they want me to play, I was like a kind of jazz singer, you know? But I used to get my lick, then that was my little thing, you know? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so everybody in the thing, you know?
Right. Look, I have it right here, man. I'm gonna hook up the speaker real quick. Okay. And let's see what we can get from. Let's see if we can listen to a little piece of the arrangement, because let me tell you, Vladimir says, I'm so grateful for this, bro. Ivan is an absolute master. Yes.
No, I could solo on that thing, you know.
Yeah.
I could solo on that thing, boy.
Yeah.
I could solo on that Jupiter Scrub.
Yeah.
Yeah, how you mean I could solo on that?
Boy, let me tell you, this man, I was going to put him back on this spot, you know, but it seemed like he enjoying it, you know. So you want to put himself on this spot, right? So yeah, I just hooking this thing up here. So yeah, Muchacho really followed.
Yeah. See, the family the family is born musicians.
Yes.
Born musicians, you know. Nobody take time to play. Take time and thing, you know, understand? And my brother called Koki.
Right.
I'm gonna read my joke, you know. And for that rhythm, you know, when they play still and everything.
Boy.
It's a real, you understand?
Let me tell you, man. A lot of drummers in St Lucia I respect, but you see, you my number one. I would say drummer, Muchacho.
Yes, sir. See,
You know, Ricky first. Here we go. Hold on, guys. Give me a second. Let me know if you can hear it nice and clear. I think the connection might have a little issue.
ladies and gentlemen. That was the Caribbean Metals Northstars. Yeah! Yeah! Oh my goodness, it looked like the judging now starts. It looked like the judging now starts. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. But let me tell you, I went to France and trimmed pans also. There's some people making pans there. They call me. I said, go and look. When I go and look, I trimmed some pans for them. I said, I had an old man there. He knew my father.
Right.
He told me, if I know somebody and then see my father and then scrub. If I know somebody and then scrub, I say, it is a short man who can scrub. He said, yes, he's short. I said, I'm scrub son. You scrub son? I was 20 pounds. When I see 20 pounds and mash the pound, let's take your man and I start 20 pounds. I say, what? People say, man, the man has mashed up the pounds and I see motor. That's 20 pounds. The other pound in the 70s a base. If that base fall in your foot, mash your foot. It's so heavy. You could never take that base and lift it up, so you have to do so. And do that.
And sweet.
That when I tune that bass, I knock the bass, the galvanize and the bass and then I shake. Anytime you see a bass, the galvanize shaking that bass good. I tell you, money, how much money was it? You want $10,000 a bass.
People, y'all just heard Tribute to Scrub by the man himself, right? This is the actual first time I get to sit down and talk to. That's right. And Alison, that's what I wanted to ask you as well. Yeah. What part did Alison play in arranging the song? Before you do say anything, I think somebody said something up here. Oh, Yvonne, there we go. Yvonne says, it's very nice to see that someone and many others acknowledge him for his talent and the influence he had on the young and old. God bless you, Daddy. To my little bro, Padras. Yvonne, you know I love you from times. Right? I used to carry Yvonne. Yvonne used to give me her pen to carry to go first outside. Tell me, no, carry it. Carry it. Oh, I forget the sticks, you have to go back. I say, Yvonne,
One thing so one is a girl, she was talking. But Yvonne was a rebel. Yeah. Even more rebel than me because when you see him and go meetings, she making joke. I taught her, stand up for your right. Don't give up, stand up for your stand up. Don't give up, you're right. I love my daughters. I wasn't making joke, but when I go to Stephen and social meeting, to me, I don't tell me, but Daddy, I don't understand because them people have they don't want to help what you want. The day she went to meet and tell me, Daddy, I went there and the people talk about the guy, the plants. And I will tell you who she said. And when she start talking, they keep their mouth shut and they say that's it. Because then we don't have no partner association.
Yeah, Yvonne was, you know her better than me, but I was scared of Yvonne at that point.
No, I teach my
scared,
daughter.
But I was cool, you know, with her. So.
Yeah, but I bring my daughter to train her to see how they handle the still man. I want you to talk to certain people, experience, you come down here. I want you to see this still man association here. They're still behind time, the way they act. If you want pan, still man association in time. The still man people in them are like they're divided. And anytime you divide them, they could control you.
Right.
And I used to say all the time, that way I never interested. I wanted to see the minister, the man who win the money for Pan Association. How much money you know. Every year the same thing, they know they're getting that and they're getting that. So there I brought a guy there to represent the scientists. So the scientists say, okay, if you're making money and thing, what about the $25 million? They tell the scientists keep it more shut. As you can't get the money. Right. But we are the one who have all the to have the show going and to bring money. You understand? And these people in them, I don't want to have a student association and they're paying their mortgage and they think they never have money. All the thing is, I talking right now, who don't like it, don't like it. Right. But I'm the benefit of musicians. Because when you see all the musicians practicing how many dedicating themselves for how many months practicing, it's not easy.
Yeah.
And we have to control them. And what money are you watching? You watching? I won't say. I won't blame any pan members, pan leaders, because when you're watching pan association, you're giving a man $20,000, $50 to pay 60 players, 70 players, and you're watching somebody giving them $150. Like that, they can't buy toilet paper wrap your face.
Yeah, true.
I can't see what you're asking. Sorry for saying. Right?
Now you're fine.
You understand? I can't buy toilet paper. You have to see this should not come up there now. Not come to give us people like before. Because they're the future. They take you over. They might reject us again. They might mediocre and you have money.
Yeah.
But you have to be then trained. Okay, with $500 for the first time, it'll be. Next year, you get 500 again, that's 1,000. So when you see them people leave the trend, they go and practice. You get them $1,000 each. $100,000, $100,000. If brothers getting $400,000, 500, panorama was 3 million. 3 million. Look at how so our people here in St Lucia are so educated and literate. Educated donkeys, so then. I tell the guy the panorama is supposed to 3 million. Say, for panorama, for pan, they'll get. I say, what do you mean for pan?
In St Lucia?
What do you mean for $3 million? Nothing. These guys don't even get $96 million. How many these $1 million they're giving them? You could put 3 million. You don't want to put 3 million. You could put $1 million, $1.5 million.
Right.
For panorama.
So,
but before they give the partner association, we have to come together and see what I want to get in before. So they can't see they get money.
So let me ask you a question. So you figure if you had to come back into the panorama scene, let's say, forget about the COVID and let's say next year, hopefully, we get back our little carnival, we get back the steel bands. A lot of people have been talking about it. They always say, Diamond Steel, Northstars. Diamond Steel, Northstars. Over the years, there's always been Diamond Steel, Northstars, right? So if you had to come back into the panorama scene, you're saying unless you get at least 3 million EC dollars, it's worth to pay all the players so they can make a living, practice for 3 months, whatever the case is. And
the problem is that.
And then you can live for a whole year at least.
You see
your family.
You see the money they're getting. The tragedy, the psychological thing. Right now in Trinidad, it's a problem in Trinidad for money.
Right.
The players are getting worse. They're getting less money. They still get $1,000. Right? They cut down to $800. So if therefore a steelman is suffering now the players, you get players from Trinidad, they say, what man? $1,000 boy? When you pay for Trinidad in St Lucia boy, so when you go back to Trinidad you get 2,000 they change that.
Yeah.
So your man always have people.
Yeah.
And then the money they pay you, you could see, you could afford to put your players, at least 10, 15 players in Trinidad, put them in a hotel.
Okay.
Or you rent a house. You rent a house for at least for 2 months. 2 months.
Right.
$2,000 for 2 months.
Yes.
And you get everything organized.
Yeah.
And I said you have a transport. Every on a Sunday, you bring them players and take a little around the island, they have money. Right. So therefore, if they're paying the payment properly, they could save money for next year.
Yeah.
They could save.
I agree.
So every time we have to depend on the sponsors. The sponsors have enough money.
Yeah.
Because sponsors don't want to put a thing in something and sponsors saying, well, they put in, because if it wasn't for sponsors, most of the money are paying panorama.
Right.
And sometimes, some people are blaming the band leaders. They get enough money. But the band leaders and them, some of them, they're greedy. Some of them. They're greedy because some people want to show they're a ranger. But you have to think about the future.
Yeah. So now
Talking about if I have to come back.
Yeah.
Right now, if I have to come back, I don't make a new pan set. That cost me.
So all the pans that you were there.
That cost me. The pans are good.
So all these pans are gone.
Yeah, them pans are good. That pans I never had sufficient pans in the years. I used to learn Convent pans.
Right.
Because them pans bought in Trinidad. And when June 30th, I went to buy pants for I want to buy pants for June 30. They buy the pants in guppy hands. But I make everybody do guppy. All the good trainers. And then sister and them whatsoever send and buy pants in Trinidad, guppy pants. I used to use their pants. All them trainers and things, different pants. And I make pants. The pants and it's in a chrome. It costs us a lot of money. To bring a pan down is $500 for each pan.
Yeah,
it's very costly. But some people are sitting in an office and they want their things, they want St Lucia and every man making money. I don't keep people get now. I don't just now. I have time to live again now.
Right.
What you come in? What come in? You never know. When you see Carnival 10, all guest houses in St Lucia full of. Everywhere making money.
Yeah.
All hotels making money. Everywhere making money. Everywhere making money. Whole government sector making money. Everywhere making money. Who making money? Making money. It's Carnival. Everybody come central. So relax. Where the money gone?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Where the money gone?
Yeah. Wally.
So $3,000 is no kind of money. Any sponsor, there are so much sponsors that have money. They could put at least $200,000 or $200. You know? But when they put in it, I don't want them to get the pan association. You have to send somebody representing them to send them to have the money going.
Right.
Because I don't know who taking the money. When they plug in the money, make sure they have the checks and them already there. You call it panorama night. You sign the checks. You get the checks right there one time.
Yeah.
The money already there.
Yeah.
But this time you pay panorama 2 months, 3 months. Where the money gone?
So yeah, would you think it would be possible if they have, and then again that's still kind of tricky, but I still feel like as if, you know, if you're having a panorama competition, in order to guarantee that you receive your money. To me, my personal opinion is I think it should be a contractual agreement. A contractual agreement saying that, okay, whatever the stipulations are, you play in this or whatever the case is.
Yeah.
Because like you say, you have to rely on the sponsor. But then again, it's part of the Cultural Development Foundation. All of these people are involved in it. So I don't know, as far as I see it, it should be something contractual. Like I said, it's still tricky because sometimes you don't get your money. But if it's a contractual thing saying, okay, it's like me giving you work and I say, well, Ivan, you playing this event here for me. You guaranteed to get your money because it's in a contract saying that you have to get your money.
Thank you much.
You understand? So I think that's the way it should be.
No, I understand what you said.
Yeah.
I totally agree with what you said. Because I wouldn't bring Pan Association to court. But I didn't have the files.
Right.
Because Thomas passed and asked one person in the band, but the files, the person say the files wet. So I wanted to bring the files to my lawyer. My lawyer said, unless I what I'm files, I cannot submit them in a thing.
Yeah,
you know, they take that at the meeting, they make me understand, bring my lawyer. Now you see, I was so upset. You know, somebody in the Middle East, other person come or somebody else, what's happening? Because you don't know how I feel. I work very hard making pants, and for those making pants, I can't pay them.
Right.
Pay one and then for those, pay my brother, I can pay them. They're supposed to get paid. You understand? And you're telling me, bring my lawyer?
Yeah.
And I cannot get, I spoke to them pants and they tell me I'm going to fight. I'm going to this. When I see them people divided, I just do that alone.
So you think it's not
And another one, before you talk, when the people that tell you owe me, they had $83,000 in the bank. In the bank. St Lucia.
Yeah.
Bank of St Lucia. Sorry. They had money. When they come there, when they came to the meeting, I say, we have $83,000 there in the bank. They tell me how you come from say that. I say, Mr. You'll have to go and raise some people that they were before. They never do nothing. All what them people more than players come in the show is make money for themselves.
Right.
Some of them to pay the mortgage. And some still bands and them feel they controlling Sipha association. You understand? And they just they never know how to play a pan properly.
So you don't think it's a possibility ever Northstars would be back on the panorama scene?
You see, I don't really want interest in panorama. No. What I went there, I want a sign. It's 60 meters. And I want to go play in the boulevard and have singers, saxophone, well appropriate ranger. I check a man already, want the best ranger in the world. For first one, I have Addison there. I feel like that. Larry, you shiny want to come here. I just love you come your range with your music. You have sponsors sponsoring us. You would first get paid every month.
Right.
That I really want. Say the government is going to play, they're just going to play. If the whole bank can go there, you get paid.
Yeah.
You have a lawyer. Everything signed.
Right.
I don't want to make money. I don't want to get rich at any pannist. You have to know your thing. Then you pay your NIC. You just pay your NIC where you get you earn the money.
Right.
You got to think different now.
This is in Trinidad. It's an actual business where
right now they want to bring it as a business now in Trinidad.
Yeah.
But most of the Panamen in Trinidad play for Panama years. It has nothing. There's nothing for them.
And they had to do that.
I mean, Trinidad had to watch it that way too, because so many Pana already bring Pana that's sitting highest now. All the Pana I played before this that should be recorded.
Let me tell you, if it wasn't for Pan, I personally would not be where I am. I don't know how far you might think I am, but I know how far I've gotten. If it wasn't for Pan, that day when I realized I needed to go to the shop and get something to go to school the next day, and I just stopped by the pan yard and decided to speak to the leaders there, and they told me come every Saturday. From that time I realized I want to go to school and study music, and went to the States, studied music and so on, and you know, now I want to give back.
Yeah.
You know, and if it wasn't for Pan, I mean, for a lot of us, a lot of fellas I know that on the ship, playing on the ship, a lot of guys I know you brought up, you taught how to play, you know, end up making it in music, end up making it on the ship.
And let me tell you something about St Lucia Panman. St Lucia Panman is really talented. When I travel to Trinidad, different places, you have more rhythm. As it means more better than other places out.
Right.
Because we have that French thing, French music in us.
Yeah.
And we know music. Not because we are big at other places, but they have good panmen on there.
Yeah.
The well good panmen know about music.
Yeah, very good.
And they know that to go to school, they know.
Yeah.
And we could challenge any part of the world when it comes to pan. Any part of the world. We have good arrangers here, we have good panmen here. I always sing that when I go to Trinidad. Trinidad, most talent. I don't want to boast, but they are black people and we're supposed to come together and things, but they still have some pan people here. That is crooked. That is crooked. Can you imagine an idea? And certain people, certain in the country outside of the skirt want me to come and tune their pan, come and arrange for them. And not get a con, they say no.
Oh yeah?
They don't need it.
I mean,
now, who's them people? Them people come and see me there. Who's them people? It hurts me, man. And these people talking to me like they're smiling their teeth out. Like they give me look up. I want to look at KCS.
Right.
You understand? That's what we're talking to Trinidad. I want to look at they're smiling their holy and say, I said, look at them boy. Because they line, I did yes.
Boy, let me tell you.
This world is have a lot of hypocrites. That's why pan not going nowhere. Yeah. Because people looking for the self, then looking outside for the generation coming in. You got to make a start because we don't want the generation to do like us. We pay for nothing. Yeah. They can't buy a piece of land. When you play pan for 25 years, 30 years, you work for nothing. You can buy a house. And the mentality of people in St Lucia like slaves, masters. Yeah. I don't want to pay pan and I have no money. When people say that, that's get fixed. Everybody wants to be a lawyer.
Boy, that is getting fixed.
Everybody wants to be some people want to be a lawyer to thief.
Yeah.
To make big money. Just write a letter. They could say anything. Some people want to be accountants to thief. Some people want to be this. to get rich. Some people, when they come in office, 1 year, they just in the church university. And you there, how many years there? You go to school, you have money. You get in the church university.
Yeah.
You have struggle. It's the shit that is saving pan.
Yeah. That's why I talk to a few pan players too when panorama time come around. I ask them, boy, you're playing panorama? And they tell me, oh, you gotta say, you know, I have my child, you know, I have to watch my child, boy. I really wish I could have gone play, but that they have no money in it.
I don't watch panorama games in the shot. Because they cannot arrange money hang there. I ain't want to hear that. The only man listen to listen alone.
Let me ask you another question before we go, right? Because one more
I have so much questions, boy.
Yeah,
I have so much.
Remember, guys.
I come like the Bible, you know.
Guys, this is Unsung Influences DJ Panorama interviewing Ivan Sipha Smith. I even forgot how you came up with that name, Sipha. How did that come about?
Well, I got tell you, boy, you will laugh, and people might be laughing too. Well, when I was the age of 6-7 years, me Livingstone and a friend of mine, a cousin of mine, Raymond Smith, wanted to go to the Anglican school. And that fellow called him Trinidad. And that fellow called him Boti, you know, Wokat. The only man is Mitch. Mitch is not commencing, but Mitch is afraid.
Okay.
So, Livingstone is kitchen, I sing like kitchen, I sing like kitchen. No, he has like Sparrow. He likes Sparrow, no. I used to sing like Sipha from Trinidad.
I was born in Arima. I grow in Aruka. I lend my money to people like you in Tonapona. And I bring something here to make you remember. When you borrow people money, try to be a good paymaster. Wap wap, the Yankee say wap. Wap wap, the Yankee say me do nothing. Wap wap, say murder. Wap wap, police.
No, the only thing there, fellas cannot sing like kitchen because he has the stomach.
But no one is singing though.
So I don't want to learn to sing like that. Like I never sing, but me and good I musical. I sing going to sing like me. I sing Sipha. Sipha I sing.
I like two of his songs, Yankee thing, and you have a next one. Why I can't remember the next one, you know. And that's what really pushed me to not push, but like kind of kid. I was so keen about who Sipha was, and my father. When I mentioned Sipha to my father tell me, oh well, he had the two songs and and he played them for me, the Yankee and the other one. It's funny. Yeah.
You know Blakey?
Yeah, Lord Blakey.
The other man never sing like Blakey. But every time he come, mistake. I never win a competition. Then he still win only money. We sing for $1, you know. $1 in this was money, boy.
Yeah.
$1 could buy sugar, butter, 2 cents of butter, pound of sugar, $2,
Right.
bread, everything. And when you see we singing, but looking at, we watching the money, we are taking the money, when you see stuff, we shy. I just take it. You understand? But this is let me tell you something.
It's all top there, boy, you know?
Let me tell you. It's a serious thing. One person from the bank, the very first time I will tell you that. But I won't say anything. One person in the bank told me, Ivan, there's some of them partner association people was just there. Taking your money and paying the mortgage. When I heard that, boy, I almost died. And I'll never say who's money. Imagine me don't tell nobody.
Better don't.
But I always have an instinct. I could feel, I could see. God gave me the wisdom and knowledge.
Yeah.
To observe certain people. Right. And if an association, we put you there, You always want to play a big, like, you know, who's we? We have to let, it's not we, if it's not us, all we need is sitting down.
Yeah.
But sometimes they bring wrong people into independent Australia don't like it. Who favor that band, who favor that band.
Right.
People don't know about no pan. But once I had a problem in the pan association, somebody trying to play no pan, I say, when pan started, the way it was, when pan was playing like that, everybody laughing. Somebody laughing. If pan you're playing then mediocre music.
Yeah. So you respect that, you know, that La Comete, the Brazilian bossa nova,
that's the best music,
samba,
that's the best music.
you know, Cuban music,
Some people solo on that.
classical.
Yeah. So long as you could solo there's a pan man, you getting more ideas how to solo because different chords, different timing, different feel. You understand? So when you learn to play, you learn to solo that and you're the musician, you appreciate music more. Any singer, as a singer, you have to listen to all kind of music to get better.
Yeah, that's
To
true.
train your ears.
Yeah.
Nothing can the recent men thing, nonsense. Man. That's corrupt the young trend nowadays, and this dub thing they have there. They really watch me. I don't criticize anyone, yeah. But these people, them people play our culture here. These people ain't playing no Caribbean music here. Only Jamaican music. I go to Jamaica twice in Trinidad University, you know. And I raise a song when I play, I prefer that band there. Chang, when I play, everybody put their six on it.
What? Jesus Christ, I can imagine that.
I was getting a job in Jamaica, you know what they wanted with me? They wanted me fight. I said, no man, that fight was the guy buy toilet paper. Because Jamaican money is nothing. $1 US at that time I went there was $32 Jamaican dollars.
Right now it's wide over.
You understand?
It's high.
And went to pay me to, I charge them people 600 US dollars. They say that they got to give me it every year.
Yeah.
I said, what? I went to the bank to change some money. EC, 500 EC. It's be like so much money. I spent 2 hours in there changing money. They let me go. I had to go.
Yeah, boy. Ivan, let me tell you.
When I had been panning, when I was side, I played 4 sticks, you know, man, brother.
Let me tell you.
You understand? I don't play that. They can't pay me.
You go through a lot of struggle,
boy, and the pan people now go and struggle too.
And I know a lot of people that relied on music, and they you know that still just music is their thing. They can't do nothing else. Music.
Can you imagine, boy?
And boy, I know the feeling. You know, I understand.
Hello.
Trust me, I tell you.
I don't want to say that I feel ashamed if I see that if I send people to hijack me.
Yeah. Trust me.
Can you imagine now some men, big men are playing music and generating everything and they didn't watch my job? Security?
Yeah.
That shame me?
Yeah, I know. I've heard of some horn players.
Don't say so. Doctor. Don't have to do the hood, but doctor. Don't say no what you need.
No. I won't.
And I'm ashamed.
I won't. Yeah.
All the musicians there who play in the policeman, who did. This was supposed to be in school, teaching at school.
Yeah.
Secondary school, for the infant school, go to primary school.
All the way to
So when they have competitions, them schools could have a competition, and people could campaign them money. Schools could make money. You understand? We have musicians there. We have the big musicians. We have the big kids fire. We have good musicians.
Yeah.
You're telling me right now, you have that thing called COVID. Huh? Who make it? The white man make it to kill black and white. It's a kind of secret society thing. To kill black people here. And they telling me, and people tell me, every time people see me, boy, no music how you surviving. I get vexed. The whole people don't give me a slap, yes. That's an instant, you know. You know?
Yeah, listen. I know we have a lot to talk about the struggle. Before you go, before we go, right? I mean, we spoke about the panorama tunes. We didn't even really touch on not Taste of Steel, right? That was another big arrangement, right?
Taste of Steel is let me see, Color,
Yeah, I have the actual recording of the song, her singing it.
And Crystal Lester, and who was it? I can't remember the rest of it. There were around 4 girls. They did record it.
Yeah, I have that.
I tell them this, I want that so.
Can I play it? I want to just play a little piece of it.
But let me tell you, man. Hello.
Yeah.
Saraya, when they come to drumming, no Saraya.
The best.
Nobody can be Saraya. When they come to play, when you see Saraya tune, like it's something like I just say, God, look at that short straw boy. Where's he from, boy?
Let me tell you, I fall in love with Saraya just because of her strumming, you know. I fall in love with that girl just because of her strumming. That's how we end up becoming.
And let me tell you something.
Becoming friends, you know.
Saraya playing tumba, you said that man playing tumba. I just say, boy, where she be a man? Saraya playing still talk everything, you know. Just like that. I say, oh God, where's she from, boy?
Yeah, it's coming on now.
No.
The connection better here, so I just need to.
So, listen. You see Kala, man? Listen now. I'm only this educated second panel. Kala is in, man. Kala is bossing.
Yeah.
The only thing, so I have beaten them when it comes to drumming, but Kala is a brain, you know. I get Kala there to transport for me. All the religion skills, jazz skills, blues skills, you just put it down in the thing. And I give fellas that. Kala's taking one.
It's irresistible melody, sweet melody, and rhythmic beat to make you jump and live in revelry, sweet revelry. Still find music in harmony, sweet music to drive you crazy. If you should only take a taste of its sweetness, pan music will surely give you a thrill. Silver music is such good stuff. Just a taste of it is enough to excite your palate for more of that sweet sound, that heavenly sound pouring out the steel. We offer you a taste of steel. We know it will give you the zeal to make you jump up and make you shake up, to make you wind down and make you grind down. We offer you a taste of steel. We know it will give you the zeal to make you jump up and make you shake up, to make you wind down, right down to the ground.
Let me tell y'all, that year. I remember what y'all were wearing that year. The taste of steel, the chef. Y'all were wearing the chef pants. Boy, let me tell you, that was my first year of panorama. And I tell you, boy.
No.
Hold on, wait. That was my first year of panorama. Now, I didn't really know how the panorama scene go. I just know that we're going into competition. I seen Northstars outside of the complex in the back where we enter in, warming up. So I said, boy, that band really big, you know. Alright, fine. I think we played, Diamond still played Pan Attack. Then when it's time for Northstars, boy, the line of players coming from, I mean, one line, you know, one line of players from outside all the way in. Big up Sheena. I remember Sheena with her long hair. I remember your brother with the locks, boy. That man putting his locks in his thing, boy. And I just did in amazement just there watching them players get ready to go. And them fellas looking like they in an army. They wearing chef clothes, but they looking like they have it's like they dress up in an army clothes. Huh?
I can't remember who made it. He from Trinidad. I think he said they were from Trinidad. I know.
But I seen them players going behind the pan and boy, I just seen a bunch of fellas, some of them, you know, excuse my term, man. I don't want to say ghetto, but a lot of fellas from the area, you understand there, and I said, boy, wow.
Boy.
When the man start playing, boy, I said, boy, we in trouble. I said, there's no way. And I hear the drummer coming down, boy, I tell you. Yeah, you hear the drummer really kick sounding good. You hear the drummer powerful, and you hear the rhythm just tight with the drums. And I just don't know how else to describe it. That's just my sensational description, right?
Now you say something there.
Boy.
What you say there? The guy called him Manfred, a fellow from Austria. Where you from, Ivan? Bernard. Listen, I don't want to say Bernard. Say Bernard Conway.
Okay.
And say, listen, man. You have to educate people in the sense. Everybody come from the ghetto.
Yeah.
Everybody come from the ghetto.
Yeah.
And people let's forget where they come from. Everybody come from the ghetto.
Yeah.
You know the meaning of ghetto? Go in the Bible. They won't have no kind of city, no.
Yeah.
People live in bush and people migrate, and people get therefore people start, you know, and gripping themselves and different
that's
things.
when class started.
You understand?
Yeah.
People let's forget they come from.
Yeah.
You understand? I have no shame to say, but but listen, I from Conway. I live in Conway at the bottom. I live in the Banadil.
Right.
When they send the train Convent, this come down the hill and play. They think by Conway going to Banadil. When the trains come there, because of mother. Yes, it's in a mother. If you study what people say, they say, Ivan's so great, like Ivan's a bad journey. Everybody down there, I tell them passing the ghetto. One thing we are making joking and they just passing the hello. They drop in and say, nothing can be all that man. Anybody trouble you. Ivan doesn't make joking, I don't big fella, you know. I don't make joking, you know.
Yeah.
Listen, nobody control my bills when they passing there they can't. Ivan is easy no man. I just sit simple as it say, you know.
Right.
Listen, I don't make joking no boy. I take my father for step.
Yeah.
And then goes him and listen. When I go start getting everybody, you know, you see all the fellas coming home boy. They think they say one thing tonight is trouble. And fellas go and yes. And let me tell you something. I'll tell you something. That song there, okay? Now that letter is true. Not me, it is true. Not me, I come back, Lenny student. Now, when we were practicing, there been this guy from Trinidad, Jits Samaru, came to Trinidad. And when he listened to us, and he tell his son, don't can't beat Northstars on their answer. It will take years to beat them.
I remember Jit Samaru being there too, at the panorama. Yeah.
When a man talk to me, say, boy, Ivan, boy, you should be in Trinidad, you know. Miss Adikoto, Mull Adikoto, tell me, she want me and Anderson to come and raise in Trinidad. I say, if you come and raise in Trinidad, I hope you have players going to be bringing different hand. I mean, coming easy.
Yeah.
But Booksy Shop, Clyde Bradley, Ray Woolman, when he had to music. The guy who switched for Exodus, what's name making
Pelham.
Right? Then whole game. Smooth right. Smooth more tempo. Okay?
Right.
Now they have some other pan arrangements before. They're really good. But they died. So since them guys die, it's different thing. You're not getting no taste of music again.
Right.
Because long time when I hear a arranger, I just play tune 10 times. I say, whatever is getting that taste from. No, it's no harmony.
Yeah.
And when you see,
I want to play Taste of Steel. You know, for the pan lovers out there, you know, who really know music.
You have each.
And to answer Vlad, to answer your question,
Have each.
you have he has some of the recordings, some of them he gave to me of the panoramas, and he asked about Pan Latido.
Why Pan Latido? I think that was the hardest music I up now can play tune. When you go hand sampling, when in the middle of the tune everybody stop in the phone. That tune was so hard for me to play. I couldn't play it.
What year was that?
I was 90. I couldn't play it. what happened there is one of the guys in the band has sung that song. His name is what again? He's a display 7. And when he put that tune, he sang the song. I said, well, that pattern is sounding good. You're not corresponding with that part. Change that, put that cancel and anything. And then I don't know. He tell me when he ready, I ready complete because they are not parts I don't play for us because they're missing the kind of tempo. You know. Understand? The only man that going from me in St Lucia, I'm telling you. I don't care Bill Jackson. Alison.
Is the man.
Alison, my man.
Alison is the man.
Very good little thing, but my second little man, you see Monty, the good arranger, shiny right. You know,
Alexander.
When it comes to music and different things, we have to show the outside world. We have arrangers down here.
That's true. We have talented.
I can reach for free
talented everything.
I can reach for free skill man in St Lucia now. And because music complicated, you know. But I need players. You have Monty if I don't Trinidad?
Let me drop this and still for the people there.
And I also went to Barbados in Panthems. But they placed us second. We know we won that year. Because it was a band from Trinidad Invaders.
Right.
They gave them it, but my middle fellas in the following year tell them why they give the win panorama, they say not them, it's them. You understand?
Ladies and gentlemen, louder than that. Caribbean Metals, Northstars, Steel Orchestra. Doing it good. In 2004. Did you like it?
Should be louder.
Caribbean Metals, you there?
Ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate what I've done for me in the past. But I still have you all in mind. I still love you all anytime I'm ready for coming. You could be 80 years, 90 years coming.
Those were the years, boy. I tell you, man, glory days of pan in St Lucia. I mean, yes, Al, that was the last time Northstars won Panorama, 2007 nearly. You remember when they took off the clothes? They came in with the shirts and the uniform for the warm up, and then right after the warm up, I see everybody going to the pan and just change their clothes and come back, and boy, it was no, they actually put on clothes. I said they take out, they put on clothes. Yeah, I tell you, man, that was, you know, Taste of Steel, Melee. The Guy Love Dance is their Freedom is on is on Ting Panya. Good afternoon. Yeah, let me tell you, good memories, you know. In closing, Ivan, you said you wanted to thank the people, and then we're gonna take you out with Ivan on the drums. You're gonna play a little thing on the drums and something on the steel pan here. We've been here for about, I would say, 3 hours, if not more than that, just talking pan and history, and I mean, there's a lot more to talk about, but then again, there's always, we just never always have the time. But this is never the last time, because I always carry my device with me to make sure you never know who you can see on the road, but and they start talking, you just have to just record these guys, because there's so much history. I mean, I learned so much from Ivan, just him talking about Northstars and his father especially, because my father knew his father, that was their time, Shining, you know, and a whole bunch of stuff, right? That is right, Al, right? Much needed. So, alright, so in closing here, Ivan, yeah.
There's a band named Falcon.
Falcon.
It's by the monitor transport. Just there by the cemetery. My first tune transport Falcon.
Okay.
My first tune for 4 bands. And they tune all them bands a different style. And this band a different tune. Wow. So any man could do that. Them tuners before was mad. I could do that.
Wow. Wow.
My father blues, he play blues. I never know man play pan like I play. I never had no man play pan to it. I don't know any man to play to.
So how's he doing right now? How's your father doing
Yeah,
right
you know, I'm miserable and thing. You know, he don't drawing, but there is this thing from. Remember my father used to do carnival costumes. It was that time Secret. Secret is the one who used to
design the costumes, with the drawings and everything.
All the things that we used to do, that time they come with Roman soldiers, they come with to head and back. When they kind of, you know, thing before. I was smaller at the time.
Right.
Because the carnival time before, I used to be afraid when people come in like tools, I used to run. That time I said, man, I ain't getting afraid of a man that talking to me every day, he just paid tools.
Right.
Last time I when tools run behind me, I go to a bar, mash up the bar, and I give him one tap in my head. When he hears scrubs, I say, Mochi, he scrubbed the line, scrubs and I'm looking at bar, John. He says, sorry. And I see my father come and say, what happened there? Take it back. So my father good part, right? Me isn't talking, me is up talking part. But I was up around Trinidadians. Yeah. And all pantuners up and men like normally. They got a band named Eso Triple, they came and square play a long time.
Okay.
Eso Triple. And all them guys come my father. When I first go Trinidad, Lavantil, then you know, Coco Jack,
right.
All them brothers and them. So the father asked me, oh, where's Scrub Boy? I say, he there. I tell the father to go Trinidad, look back to St Lucia. Coca, the first to train for All Stars. He died, right? And all them guys my father.
Jeez, man, wow.
But we have a lot of tuners be here. A lot of people go to train and tune pan, but they never say there's St Lucia, they say it's Trinidad.
Right.
I have followed them Eddie Casabo in Switzerland, the king man. Yeah. When he came, he see my pants. Oh, why your pants so small? I say, I think I must sink upon my tune pan. He said, why you going to Switzerland, man? Jesus Christ, man. When I tune upon for him, I said, what? You know, when I like a little show of yes, when I see people, I get high.
Right.
You know, my business to me, I tune pan, then I will style and thing. You know.
Oh,
yeah,
let me tell you. Hey, if you guys have any questions, you can ask them right now. This is your time. I think Nkoma says, ask Ivan what he knows of Silver Star band that used to be on Marianne Street.
Yeah, man, it was a long time.
Yeah.
My father is the one that make them pants and things. But them, that van, the ladies and them, they give my father licks, you know. I had a competition, you know. And this way. But that band wasn't easy.
Wasn't even that band?
I can't remember the band, but my mother knew and things. That band wasn't easy, you know. Women's side. The other panorama, they give me a licks.
Another piece of history again, boy.
Listen now. The other next fellow called
continue.
and another panchuna in Big Buck. That's a mission. That was good pan of my father, but he died. Big Buck. St Lucia has good great pannist in the early days. But just to see, they abuse them. They never get nothing. They die like nothing. They ain't say they poor. Because if I make money now, I rich in money. But I don't rich in mind. I always rich in mind. I don't rich when I have money.
Yeah.
They ask Bob Marley. They ask Bob Marley, how to make all that money? Make you rich? He said, Bob, no man.
Yeah. Money don't make me rich, he said.
When you have too much money, you're poor.
Yeah.
So then you talk about it, I always rich, man. I sleep in my head down on something want money, they can't sleep.
Boy, let me tell you, to have a band sounding like that in St Lucia, these three arrangements I just played for you, to have a band like that sound with such music in the heart of the ghetto like that, boy, that's the most beautiful thing, you know.
You're talking about that. There was something in my head, but I tell you, so, you have somewhere you don't have nothing to say. Is prevention. When I make a song, I sing a song. A man say, boy, you don't get some say, you guys are boozy. I don't know. That tune is the sweetest tune, boy. Hey, boy. It's prevention. It had much prevention, but I rated less music to get the bass. Yeah. You understand? But I still know all the steel bands there coming boom, 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 bang, bang, bang. Yeah. You master the bass. When you play, you read from music. You always give the bassmen them to breathe. I learned from Kai Bradley. To breathe. Because even give them how many notes, they do that. And what happened? They breathe in hard.
Right.
You have to breathe properly. You know.
I searched in the Harmonites song. I wanted to. I forgot that I wanted to play it. Yeah, continue.
There is nothing else you could say. When you get AIDS, you finish it and let me see you.
Yeah. Everything's right.
I think that tune go all Japanese pieces and advertising. Anybody has it back? Is it?
Yeah. Listen, right before I take Ivan out, right? I want to play an arrangement that he did for Harmonites, I think back in 2011. That was one of Ashanti's hit songs, right? I don't have it as the title. I'm trying to remember the title of the song. I just want to play a little piece of it, then we'll close out, and then because I love the arrangement. And listen again, Muchacho, as I said, one of the most underrated drummers in St Lucia. A man you go just see on the street, the man just have talent. When I say on the street, you see him around, walking around town and so on. You know what I mean? You see Muchacho by the house, okay? But the man, you will never figure the man have talent like as a good drummer playing Trinidad.
We stop family, boy. We don't play music for fans. We just have that we fight. God give us inspiration.
I'm gonna upload that song probably tonight. I don't know if it's there. Yeah, Mali Way, exactly. That's I was trying to remember the exact title. So Ivan, let we go out now, man. So what song?
When you say what the pioneers or inside?
No, out, leaving. The sun setting on us then.
Right.
We gonna lose some light.
I suppose by some people I know my brother.
Yeah, Tom must be closing just
I teach my brother to tune some bands. I teach him how to tune some bands, you know.
I don't call until I can make it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. Let me close out. What you gonna drop first now? Well, you're gonna play a little bit of drums because the reason why I want Ivan to play the drums, honestly, the drums was set up there in a corner just taking dust. So that drum set hasn't been played for a while now. So I took it out, I set it up. I'm gonna show you the drum set when the time comes. But you know, we clean it up nice and things. Ivan, like I said, is my favorite drummer of all time. Darius, so some of you guys do not know Darius, the Trinidadian who used to do pan down here in the ML Still Pan Yard on the Saturday for CDF. He was also a very, very talented drummer, very good. The old style of drumming, you know, like Killer Samaru kind of thing. Them man had that down pat. So we're gonna close out Ivan. Ivan's gonna play a little pan. I'm not a good drummer, so if you're gonna have me play drums, I honestly suck. Raccoon, rest in peace. The late Raccoon. I admire Raccoon so much, and you all can testify to that, you know.
Yeah,
Raccoon, boy, well, very, 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 very missed. Very, very well missed. One of the baddest drummers you could ever see. Right? Also another drummer, Zaza. I don't know how many of you guys know Zaza. You want us to do the 10 instead? Oh, okay, I'll do the 10. Let's come in. Come in. What is that? Remove the chairs. Come in. Remove it. It's too much. So where you want to put the tenor?
You want to put it here? Let's in there.
Oh, okay, alright. I don't want to block the second. So when you're ready to play, I'll just honestly block. Where am I going? Go ahead. Yeah.
You play drums, eh?
You want me to play drums?
Yeah,
oh God have mercy, man.
You ready for
that thing that the seat solo, that's something in my foot. My yes, my thing. Alright, what beat you want? Yeah. I don't have a crash, so you might not hear the same beat.
fun, eh? So long like that, already I'm still a little good.
Man, what key for the paste? I will hold the course with you.
What?
Yeah.
Like, depends on the level of, eh? Right? So let me take a little thing you should feel like even tuning pan too.
Okay.
A little thing.
What's that? Yeah, remember people, you listen to Unsung influences. Some of what we're doing here is not planned, honestly. Jane, Mighty Sparrow, in Kuma says.
As you hear the pan sounding off. I don't want to do too much. You understand?
So this is a tuner,
Tuna?
right?
A tuna, like a tuna.
Alright, so what we want to show them.
Tune faster.
Can I put it near the screen? It will pick it up.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Now, I put that little thing there to the tip so you get less noise, eh? Okay?
Okay.
Less noise.
Alright, so
Technique. Some people do that a woman and think take your time. You retain fast.
that was a nice jam, right? I enjoyed that.
Well, I ain't doing nothing there, you know. Where you get that note?
G.
It's high. Watch it and see who knows.
I have to watch it. Yeah, it's picking up G440.
So in the middle or the green?
Oh, okay. Do it again. Keep on hitting it. Again. It's showing green and red kind of on the sharp side.
Yeah. No, that, as you can hear that. Bam. That sharp, eh? It puts a good on.
Yeah, it's showing sharp, yeah.
Any difference?
Yeah. Now it's border, center, and if you keep hitting it, it'll yeah, keep hitting it. Yeah, now it's center. Okay.
Ready, D now.
D. It's partly high. It's showing partly sharp. Sorry.
That high, eh?
It's showing some red.
High.
Yeah, some sharp. Yeah.
So you go down flat.
Yeah. Now it's kind of border in the middle. Yeah. You're right there. That even picking up my voice too. If I sing a note, it'll pick it up.
Look, E.
E.
E kind of sharp. Sharp.
Yeah. Sharp. Yeah.
Sharp.
Yeah.
You
Sharp.
go longer. Now, let me hear the.
Oh, so big bass teacher, you don't know
So let me hear
second
the
sticks.
video on the
I know second sticks.
guitar. The guitar style in that before.
I know second sticks.
Ready? Oh. See, long time I play pan.
Yeah.
Long time.
Now drumming time. We're gonna close out with the drums.
Boy.
Why is it we whole day here, you know? Whole day we are doing this thing. I'm bossing over.
Yeah.
Allegro. Yeah, boy.
I'm thinking Polka.
Pam pam, bada bidem pam, bim pam, bidem bidem pam, pam pam, bada badam pam, bada badam pam, pam pam, bada bidem pam, pam pam, bada badam pam, bada 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 bada. Bim bidem, bada bada bidem, bada 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 bidem, bada 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 bidem 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 pam, bada bada bidem, bada 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 bidem bidem bada bada. Bim bam bada bada bim bam. you could even play a thing. Oh shit, bub. Yeah, man, this was Ivan Smith, guys. Oh gosh, man. I mean, I thank y'all for tuning in today. Alright, so we've been here. I haven't even checked how much time we spent here. We've been here for a long time. And you know, give thanks for you guys staying tuned in for this long. Alright, Denise, big up, Encoma, big up yourself. Vanya, good afternoon. Alright, we have some Convent people watching. Okay, some old Convent people. Old, I said it old. Chad and Koma, again, big up yourself. Alright, so we signing off. Stay tuned to the YouTube channel. I'll be uploading this, so if you guys missed the beginning, I'll be uploading it. Remember, show your support to DJ Pannist, what he's doing. So far we have done John T, we have done and now Ivan. So you know, just make sure that you show support for what's going on, because this is a special way of archiving St Lucia's history. And y'all guys don't know how far this can go, right? This has gone very far. Ivan has told his story, and you know, a lot of things that I never knew of, a lot of things that existed I didn't know of, a lot of the history that's embedded in your mind, deep down in your mind. He told that story as well. So, you know, as always, I appreciate people who kind of support and show the love. Even though we can't do much, people, you know, with money, they tithe and so on. But, you know, this is what it is, man. History, nothing can beat that. There's no money that can replace that. And that's just my passion. That's what I show to the world. That's my contribution to the culture and what I do. And if you follow the YouTube channel, then you know what I do and you know what I stand for, right? So big up yourself. DJ Pannist signing off. It's been a long day. All right? And